Man, we're live.
What?
Here we go. Hello.
That was quick.
Yeah.
How? Why was that so quick?
What? Someone coming to my your stream?
Yeah, that was really fast.
Because it's one of my people.
Mm.
Hello.
Let's change some things.
Yeah. Anthony's doing a defensive driving course, as you can see.
Hold on. Just want to see something. Hold on. Just want to see something. Just want to see something. Okay.
Rachel.
What's up? How you doing?
What's up, Rochelle? I'm starting to say what's up, Rochelle now. Everybody subscribe to Dad's Son.
Yeah.
Subscribe to Dad's Son. Pretty please. With a cherry on top.
And though too much speed could be disastrous.
Watch it on your phone and tell me if this is too loud.
Anybody who has ever survived a serious car crash can tell you about this force.
If it'll load.
If a vehicle is traveling at 40 miles per hour and hits an object that stops its motion, everybody and everything in that vehicle keeps traveling at 40 miles per hour until they hit something that stops them. This is the force called inertia.
You should probably talk so then we
Inertia
know
is the force that causes the second and third collisions in an automobile crash. Bodies hitting bodies, and objects in the car hitting bodies. In this test, a driver is going 40 miles an hour without his safety belt on.
Can you guys
His vehicle hits a stationary object and stops, but he keeps moving at 40 miles an hour until he hits the windshield, that is.
Look at this defensive driving shit he has to do.
Yeah.
Look at how it has to be taken so seriously. It's a serious thing.
Remember what I said about
and it's
inertia?
A cartoon,
was I right? Huh?
Adults are doing this.
Gravity is another force that affects car
Can you
handling.
grab my big water
It is a
bottle
force
from
that
the
pulls
fridge?
objects downward.
Yeah.
When a vehicle is going downhill, gravity is one of the forces pulling it down. Conversely, when your vehicle is going uphill, gravity helps slow it down.
So what's up, guys?
Gravity, centrifugal force,
Is the
inertia,
video
and
too
kinetic
loud?
energy.
Can you hear me
All
fine,
forces
or
that can
like?
play a role in
Rachel
how
said
you
turn it
perform
down.
as a driver,
Yeah.
as well as how your
Is
car
I turned it
operates.
down. Is it a little bit better?
They
or
affect
not?
your vehicle control, the force of impact, and stopping distance.
Those natural laws.
Is this
Like
better?
I said, there's no
Thank
escaping
you.
them.
You're welcome.
Now you're going to listen to me?
To reduce your risk of death or injury in a collision,
God.
you must decrease the force of impact.
Oh, okay.
Impact is defined as the single instantaneous
still hear
stroke of a
what
body in
they're
motion
saying?
against another body, either in motion or at rest.
Can you still hear
The
the
severity
video?
of that instantaneous stroke or
I said, can you still
impact
hear
is
the video?
determined by the amount of force behind it.
I was gonna say I'll take that
When
as
you
a
have a
yes, and then you're just
collision
gonna
with
be
another
like, what?
car or object, there are a number of
What are you
factors
doing?
that come into play in determining the amount of force behind the impact.
So,
Keep
how's
in mind
everybody
that the less
today?
force behind an impact, typically
let's
the less
talk.
damage.
Let's chat.
Momentum is a
Let's
factor
do
that
cool
determines the
things.
force of impact. Momentum is defined
be
as the
cool.
measure of the motion of a body equal to the product of its mass and velocity.
Oof.
In layman's terms, this means how
Dang.
fast your car
I wonder
is
if
going
it's
and how much
illegal
weight
to
determines
live
the
stream
momentum
this.
of your vehicle.
Ooh.
For example, if two cars have a collision and the speed that they are driving
But I'm
is
not
equal,
monetizing
then the
it, so-
heavier car will
Yeah.
have more momentum
I don't think
and
it'll
will
be.
create a higher
If I
force
try to
of
make
impact.
money off of it, I think that would be
Conversely,
weird.
if two cars
But I
have a
can't make
collision
money
and the
anymore
weight
now
of the
that
cars
they
is the
changed the
same,
rules.
then the one
So
going
it's
the
not like
fastest will
I
have
could
the
try
higher
anymore.
momentum and therefore create a higher force of impact. Another factor that is used in determining the force of impact is kinetic energy. Kinetic
I didn't think
energy
about
is
that.
defined as the energy or force
The
created
real
as a
reason I have my
result of
username is
speed
MJ is because
and
I want
weight.
to troll people. So
Once
please
again,
don't.
as the speed
Take
and
that
weight
too.
of a vehicle increases,
okay.
so does the amount of energy
But we all know
created
MJ
in
and
the
the
police
collision.
don't have good relationship.
Now that you've been educated on the physics of driving,
I'm
you can
watching a
understand the
defensive
factors
driving
that cause
course
serious car
for
crashes.
court
And what you can
on
do
the
as a safe
30th
driver
because
to
if I
reduce
watch
the
this,
force
they'll
of
give me
impact.
less points.
Car manufacturers have created many life-saving devices that also
So.
aid in reducing the force of impact. know
Well,
about
they're
the
not gonna give me
life-saving
less points. They're
qualities
actually
of
gonna give me no
seatbelts,
points, which I'm
airbags,
gonna
and
take.
ABS
So.
brakes. But what about head restraints and crumple
Yeah.
zones, padded dashes,
And you know
side
what? If
door
they don't
beams?
believe that you did it, you can be
These
like,
are
whoop,
all
I live
designed
streamed
to
it.
reduce
Yeah.
the force of impact on a driver or passenger in a collision.
And because he wants to be
Keep your
edgy,
head
so
from
that's why he's
being
live
snapped
streaming it.
back in the case of a rear-end collision.
Exactly.
Make sure the head restraints are
Anthony
positioned
thinks
properly,
he's so
no
edgy.
more than 3.5 inches below the top of the head and close to the back of the head. This reduces the incidence of whiplash. Crumple zones give during impact.
His head went
And
straight
as
through that
with
window.
side door
Yeah.
beams, redirect
Good thing it's a
the
test
energy of the
dummy.
collision
Look, everyone here can
while
learn.
reducing
We're
the
all
chance of
learning
injury to the driver.
together.
And
Yeah.
finally, padded dashes
This
help
is more
soften
than I
the
learned
blow
in
to
that
the
5-hour
driver and
course
front
for
seat
driver's ed
passenger.
or whatever.
Yeah.
All these
Which
features
sounds
are
ridiculous.
designed to save your life and the lives of those
It's a
riding with you.
baby. I'm gonna
Now
post
it's
this
time
on
for
Twitter.
another professional driving safety tip from the Dodge Skip Barber Driving School with Chief Instructor Terry Earwood.
I'm Terry Earwood with the Dodge
Hi,
Skip
Terry
Barber Driving
Earwood.
School.
How are you today?
In this segment, we're going to talk about ABS brakes. Most of today's cars come with a highly sophisticated computerized braking system. ABS stands for anti-lock braking system, which means that during the few seconds that you hold the pedal to the floor, the system literally pumps the brakes hundreds of times.
On stream today?
This pumping action allows for very
But
effective
he
braking
is
without
on
allowing the
stream
car to
today.
go
I
into
am
a
on
skid
stream.
or
He's streaming
locking
right
up
now.
the wheels.
What
and is
do you
especially
think this
effective
is?
in rain, snow, or ice. While this high-tech advancement
Doge.
can definitely save your life in an
Doge
emergency
Skip
situation,
Barber.
there are some steps that you, the driver, need to take
Dodge.
to
Yeah,
effectively
like play
use the system.
CSGO. Yeah, I'll play CSGO after I'm
First
done
thing
with
you want
this
to be
stuff.
aware of is
Maybe.
pedal kickback. As anyone who has ever hit the brakes hard in an ABS
Why
equipped
do
car
that
can tell
look?
you, there's a noticeable shuddering when the system is engaged.
I'm not watching
As
you play
well as some
CSGO.
pumping
How
noises
old is this
that can
video,
startle you
though?
if you're not ready
It's
for it.
old.
Many drivers make the
It's
mistake
so
of
90s.
releasing the brakes when they encounter
It's
this
totally
phenomenon.
one of those like 80s or 90s instructional videos.
So remember, in a panic situation, hit the brakes hard and keep
Because,
pressing
like-
hard until the car stops. By the way, don't forget to steer when using ABS brakes.
My granny has a Dodge truck, but she
Many
got
people
into a
make the
car
mistake
like
of
a few
slamming on the
years
brakes,
ago,
but
but it
then
got
don't do
messed
anything
up
else.
and the car door slammed
ABS is
against her
also an
hand, so
elaborate
she has
steering
chicken
device to help you
scratch
steer
right
around the
now.
object
That's
you're trying to
sad.
avoid.
Aw.
Once you hit the brakes, keep
Poor
on
Granny.
steering. Remember,
Alright,
ABS brakes
I'll
are a
see you
very
on
effective way
CSGO baseball.
of braking hard in an emergency
Baseball.
without sending you and your
Homer.
car into a skid. Just don't overreact to the noise and the shudder while you're applying the ABS brakes.
Anthony says people's
The best way to avoid
usernames
that problem
oddly.
is stay cool and know
No,
the
I just say
limits and
part of it,
capabilities
and
your
the only
car.
part that I
I'm
want.
Terry Earwood for the Dodge Skip
Because
Barber
if
Driving
like
School,
sometime
urging you to know your car, to drive safely and defensively. And every time you crank your car, please buckle up.
So, what you guys want to talk about?
Driving on the
Hmm?
expressway takes nerves of steel.
Anybody?
And most definitely
Anyone?
a safe driving attitude.
Anyone?
This is no place for the child in you to rear its ugly head. You're driving at
feel like
high
everyone's so
speeds.
quiet.
You have to make split-second decisions. So
His
maintaining a
mustache, though.
safe space is
Yeah.
absolutely essential.
yeah.
You-
A safe space entails time and distance. You
CSGO
establish
skins
this
he
by
wants.
having an adequate following
This guy
distance
wants
between
CSGO
you and the
skins.
vehicle in front of you.
I don't know about that. Mine are too
You may have to
expensive
adjust your speed to maintain a safe following
to
distance
send
when speed or
around.
road conditions
He
change.
spends real money on games.
No, I don't.
Note the distance for steering
Yes.
is
I
much
unlocked. I
shorter
won them
than the distance for
in
stopping.
unboxing.
Response time
Let's
with
talk
the
about
hands
Rami
is
slaying
close
my
to
ass.
1/2
Ooh,
of a second.
Rami Malek is gonna be a great
Response
Freddie
time
Mercury in the
with foot is
biopic. I'm
normally
just saying.
3/4 of a second.
Literally in the trailer, he
This
sounded
does not
just
take
like
into
Freddie.
account any
I was
lag in
shook.
perception time due to
Like how
fatigue,
Freddie talks.
alcohol, drugs, or inattention. All time and distance relationships are designed for the best driving
It's
conditions.
kind of scary.
Another
I like
concern
that
to note
accuracy.
is that heavier vehicles require more distance
Who
to stop.
messaged you?
A 2-second interval provides
I
the
sent it in a
driver
group
time to
chat.
steer and brake out of
Bet.
problems on a dry surface
Bet.
at speeds under 35
Bet.
miles per hour.
Better what you
3-second
steam
interval
them.
provides the driver time to steer and brake out of problems on a dry
His friends are
surface
so
at
edgy,
speeds
too.
under 70
I
miles
should
per
start
hour.
paying attention to this for the quiz.
It is important to note that many
I'll talk
passenger
to them,
car
it's fine.
tires are not
Okay.
designed
Let me know if
to
someone
steer
wants
out of
me.
problem situations.
I'm gonna be busy watching.
Ryan kissed the movie.
High-speed rated
Ooh.
tires are required due to
Shit.
sidewall flexion at higher speeds.
Oh,
than
Charlie's
turning
watching.
radius. You should also build a good safe space
Charlie's
for your
watching.
vehicle in the
What?
back
Oh,
and
yo.
on both sides,
What's he
as
good?
well as
Charlie
in front.
Baldwin?
Sometimes you'll need to
I know, it rained today. We didn't get to go biking. It sucks.
another
Yo, Charlie, I heard it's gonna be sunny Monday.
is to move to
We should
another
go
lane if
biking.
possible and let the tailgater pass. If that doesn't work, another option would be to
I thought you
move
wanted to
left,
go a long
past
distance
the
on
car in
Monday.
front of you, and
What?
when you've established
I thought you
No, I know, but he can go long
the car
distance.
you passed, move back to the right.
Can he?
When
Yeah,
you're in the far right
it won't be an
lane of an
issue.
expressway, always
I mean,
be
he
aware
rides
of
to work
cars
all the
entering
time. He'll
and
probably, and I'm
Ah.
only just getting into it. He'll
adjust your
be
speed
able to
either
keep up
upward
with
or
me.
down
Ah.
to allow cars entering to
Yeah,
merge
you can go.
smoothly
I
north.
can't.
Timing is critical.
Anthony's like,
Yeah, I know.
don't
I
go
was
with
really
this.
sad.
Anthony's like, yo, don't go with me, because we're gonna go long
What?
distance.
What?
Because I'm just saying how you were like, oh, you can't go long distance, so you shouldn't go.
No, I just said that I wanted to because I haven't gone lately. I just want to have like a really nice long bike, and I don't want to, you know,
When you're entering the freeway,
mess
Get
with
out
you.
my car.
you should increase
Look
your
at this
speed
hula
to
girl.
match the flow of traffic.
Right. Go with
Obviously.
the flow.
This
This is the
maneuver
most
has been
pathetic
compared to
thing I've ever
parking
seen
your
in my
car
life.
in a lane of traffic going 70 miles per hour. For some reason, you'll
Like, I
occasionally
can't
see a
even
car stop
deal
on the entry
with how
ramp waiting for a
stupid
large
this
opening.
is.
Then they have to try to reach 70 miles per hour from a dead stop.
Bruh.
That's dangerous and causes congestion in the merging lanes.
Yeah,
I
like,
wish.
It's not that bad. I was on
what
my
are they
bike for
thinking?
hours with Luke, and I
The
didn't feel
maximum
tired
speed
at all.
limit on most
It's been
freeways
more than a
is
year
70
since my
miles
ass
per hour.
pooped.
However, many drivers
Oh my god,
routinely
Rachel, I
exceed
get
the
it.
limit.
But yeah, Charlie, we gotta go, dude.
Often find
It's
a
gonna be
flow of traffic running
sick.
at 80 miles an hour or more.
Yeah, I need to start up again by myself, actually, a little bit before
Many
I go
drivers have the
again.
mistaken
Yeah.
notion that
Keep
it's
biking.
okay to
Yeah,
exceed the limit
it's just
as
hard
long
because
as
it's been
they're
raining,
going
it's the end of the
with flow.
semester.
Yeah, this does look like a
Ah.
PS1 cutscene though.
Right. If you're caught driving faster than the maximum speed limit, you'll get a traffic ticket regardless of how fast other motorists are driving. However, some vehicles, such as ambulances, police cars, and fire trucks,
Oh, look at
are
where my
allowed
phone's
to
at.
exceed the maximum speed limit when they're responding to an emergency.
69. These animations scare me. Literally me, Rachel.
Let me know when it hits 80. I'll charge mine. Mine's on like 70.
70, God
This lane
forbid.
is reserved for emergency
That's what mine is almost at. I was at 1%
Oh,
earlier.
cool. Yeah, Monday you're off. All right, because I have work at 5, so let's go like at 11 o'clock. We'll do the afternoon or something.
At 11 o'clock is not the afternoon.
11 o'clock. We're gonna be going during the afternoon because it's gonna be a 2-hour ride, so it's gonna be covering across the afternoon. Danielle.
I know, but
gonna be from
11 o'clock
11
is
to
not part of the
1.
afternoon.
It's gonna go to 1 o'clock.
I know what you're trying to say, but
So we're
11
gonna
o'clock
start.
is
We're
not part
gonna
of the
start at
afternoon.
11 and go during the afternoon. During.
Yes, I know. I know
Oh
what you
my
meant.
god.
I know what you meant, but 11 o'clock ain't part of the afternoon.
Yes, thank you. But I still mean what I meant.
So from time to time, it may be necessary
This
to
is why
increase your
Anthony hates
speed
me.
to allow entering cars
That's why he doesn't
to
post me on
merge
his
smoothly.
Instagram.
If you're driving the minimum speed,
Yes.
try not to reduce
But he used to
your
post his
speed
ex
to
all
allow
the
a car
time.
to enter,
No.
unless
Yes.
that's the only
No.
thing you can do to avoid a
No.
collision.
Yes.
Right lane is also
Used to
used
tag
for
her and
getting
everything.
off the expressway.
Aunt
I'm
Burks.
trying to focus on my driving course, okay?
Okay, so focus on it. Just ignore me. Pretend I'm just like a fly on the wall.
I will.
It's hot outside. I get really hot.
About
My face
1,000
changing
yards
too.
before the exit.
I hate the heat too, honestly.
Earlier in this segment, we discussed the necessity
I
of
like the
good
perfect
vision
spring
for
weather,
safe
like
driving.
70
We also
degrees.
talked about
This
how
guy's
such natural elements
beard
as
is
fog,
sick.
rain, and mist
Oh,
can
mister, I'm
limit
trying
our
to pay attention.
visibility
You're just
in
looking at this guy's beard.
It was a joke. You have to see his.
certain light conditions.
I saw,
facial.
I saw his facial hair.
It was like,
Like driving directly into the morning or
it
afternoon.
looks like he was eating spaghetti and then the noodle was on his lip and then it wrapped around his chin.
Danny is hot and will never hurt me. I know.
When you're blinded by the sun, dark sunglasses.
Rachel,
can help.
I would never do you no harm because you're my wife and I love you.
Another way to block out
Smooch
some
me,
of the light
Rachel.
is to lower your
Kiss me
sun
through the
visor.
phone.
Your
Kiss me
sun
through the
visor can
phone.
also help minimize the effects
That's
of
how I got
glare
it.
reflected from
I haven't heard
windows
that
and
in
chrome.
a fucking hot minute. Kiss me through the
Whoa,
phone.
check out Dash. Mr. Cool.
These animations.
You mean the sunglasses?
This is like a knockoff Toy Story, I feel like.
You don't even want to
Yeah,
hear
right,
what's going
Mr.
on.
Cool.
It's so gross.
Okay. Anyway,
You, like,
always
know
keep in
all
mind
these
that
things,
as your
though.
visibility diminishes, so does your ability
like all
to
this is
react
pretty
to emergency
self-explanatory.
situations. To be on the safe side,
There you
it's
go.
best to reduce
Yeah,
Now you can know what's
captions.
going on.
conditions improve. If you'll excuse me, let's move on.
I have to leave to
Really,
watch
the
the
shades
Not
were
Be
just a
Hard
prop.
video. The voice syncing though. It's a poor
Dust is
animation.
one of the most dangerous
I feel like this is like a
signs of the day
knockoff
for
Toy
drivers.
Story. Because aren't they supposed to be like the little props that are in the car and then they just come to life to talk to you?
Yes.
More difficult to judge distance
It's a
because
knockoff
there
Toy
are neither
Story.
shadows from the sunlight nor enough definition from
Oh, this
headlight
guy's
beams
mustache.
to
Mm.
provide
Oh
a
yeah,
good
this is
frame
the
of
guy, right?
reference.
Or beard. His
Shapes
goatee.
also become harder to discern. Everything we see has a grayish
I'm hungry.
appearance, and we lose the sharp contrasts of light and shadow that we had earlier in the day.
I'll go back to my house and eat
We should
dinner.
always turn on our headlights at dusk.
Oof.
Yo, everybody share this. I want to see how many people join me to watch me take my defensive driving course.
Yeah. Here.
I want a bunch of people to watch this with me so they could, so it's not too painful. Because I'm going to be doing this for another 4 hours.
They're all problems of
What?
visibility we have
No,
to
I'm not
deal
sitting
with
here
at
for
night.
4 hours.
Why
When the
not?
headlights from an
Because.
oncoming car blind you, you should look to the right side of
You're
the road.
insane.
This accomplishes two things. First, it allows you to steer
Think I'm
your
gonna sit in this
vehicle
chair
closer
for
to the edge of
4
the
hours with
roadway,
you? No.
well away from the oncoming vehicle.
Mm.
Your peripheral vision helps you see the approaching car. If it changes speed or direction, you can see it happen. The second thing you
Just shared it on Google Plus. Oh boy.
avoid being blinded.
Tons of people are going to hop on their Google Hangouts and they're going to be like, oh, whoa, hey.
Hey, just because some people,
During
you
that
know.
time, you could drive twice
Do
as
people
fast
use
as
that?
without
Yes.
being able to see.
Really?
In
Yes.
some states, the law
Don't
requires
be
vehicles
judgmental
to
shit
have
just
low
'cause you
speed
don't use it.
limits that will clearly light up a pedestrian or motor
Leave my
vehicle
people alone.
100 feet down the road.
Please.
I don't know. I mean, I literally didn't know people use Google Plus.
Be considerate in using your
I don't know a
vehicle's
single
high beam.
person I know that.
Your
Yeah,
headlights must be
no one we
you're
know.
within 500
So
feet.
what?
I'm just saying, it's funny because no one we know.
Vehicle ahead of you.
I'm
Good for
surprised.
you.
Is it wrong with being? Is there something wrong with being shocked at the fact that someone uses
No,
it?
but you were laughing at my people.
Yeah, because it was shocking.
50 feet. You're said to be over driving your
No.
headlights.
You mocked that like, oh, how many people are gonna come watch it on Google
Headlights won't
One?
bend around curves, so
Okay.
you won't be able
Your mom's
to see
calling you.
350 feet ahead. Could be
Your
an
mom's calling you.
Yes.
a pedestrian, or even a
Good.
small car.
Yeah.
And you might not be able to see it in
I don't know. The driver. I don't know what chapter this is.
Drive at a speed that enables you to stop your car
I forgot what
in one
chapter
half
we're on.
the
No, I
distance
think it's chapter
so
2.
that you can
I'm
clearly
not sure.
see ahead.
2.
That's a
Yeah.
good rule, day or
So we
night.
only have like 3 or 4 hours, but
Hills and curves pose visibility problems even during the daylight hours.
it might go faster because instead of the text edition, I
So you
did
never know what's coming up when you round the bend or press the
Rachel.
wheel. Remember, always
What?
anticipate the worst. Never make
What
driving
is wrong with
decisions
you,
based upon
Rachel?
what you cannot see, especially when passing, accelerating, or changing lanes.
I need to start paying
I'm gonna go
attention
chomp
to
on
this.
some dinner.
Before you do
I wish I could,
make
but he
sure there are no children
wants to do
roaming
this for 4
around the rear
hours.
of the
Peace, Charlie. I'll be
vehicle. You may
here
not be
still.
able to see them through the window
Not for
or
4
the
hours.
Yes, I will.
You should
No.
never complete
I'm trying to finish it. I have court in 10 days and I'm working a lot. I need to bang this out. It's a rainy day. I'll bang it out.
very slowly, making sure to check for
I need to do it on a rainy day because every nice day I get, I'm biking.
It's been rainy all week, man.
Okay, well, I haven't had time all week. I've been working.
Even when the road appears
Today's my
to be
day off.
safe
I'm
and
gonna do
smooth.
this.
You can run into hazardous conditions presented by road work, potholes, grade crossings, sharp curves, and the like.
Oof.
Usually, these
Yeah, I'll
can be
just
dealt
keep it
with
open. I'll be
safely
just
if you
AFK.
scan the
Alright,
road
hit me up
ahead
when you're
of
back, baby.
The best
Why
way
don't you
to
call
drive
me
is
baby?
slow down when you encounter
Joe,
these dangers.
jeez. I just say it ironically. You don't want me to call you baby because then you probably won't be serious.
Railroad crossings and low water crossings.
Exactly.
I don't get any cute nicknames.
By reducing your speed, you'll be better prepared to make sudden stops or direction changes.
Guys, tell Anthony to give me cute nicknames.
You can better control
Okay.
the situation.
You don't post me on his Instagram.
is
You don't
that-
show me
wait,
off.
does that say save space?
Front, rear.
Safe space.
Everyone's gotta have their safe
gives you an
space.
extra margin of protection while driving in traffic situations that are constantly changing.
This safe space
To
gives
insulate
you
your car from
I don't
potential
know,
Irish,
different.
an
You should
Irish
drive
pee-pee,
within a
Rachel.
physical safe space.
an Irish
A clear
pee-pee.
space around your car.
Oh
that moves
my.
with you
What does that
as you
mean?
drive.
That's sus.
That's weird. I don't even want to. Well, I kind of am curious, but
This is my safe space stance.
What the fuck?
Did you read that?
Yeah.
This is my safe space dance. Whoa.
Guys, I just wish Anthony would show me off, post me on his Instagram, say how beautiful I am, call me cute nicknames, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't like
it's a margin of safety in front, behind, and on both sides.
You guys say we're goals, but he don't do the goals types of stuff.
Right.
Because he hates me.
Expect them to go right, and
Totally.
then they surprise you and go left.
I try to make us look like goals on mine,
You'll
so
have time
but
to react to avoid a collision when someone does something you don't expect. You should always try to keep these spaces free of traffic so you'll have time to compensate for what other drivers
Lloyd
are
doesn't
doing.
show me off either.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
even
no.
good drivers can make
we have
mistakes
bad
now.
boyfriends, Rachel.
Why do you guys care so much about that? I don't
Because
care.
we want to feel important because we have low self-esteem, okay? We want to feel important.
If you walk around all day staring at your feet,
Right,
chances are you end
Rachel?
up walking into walls, or could eventually end up being hit by a truck. Terry Earwood again.
Exactly.
Skip Barber Driving School. Driving around all day, not looking far ahead in your car, can cause bigger
Dodging
problems
the,
than walking into walls. What we're talking
That guy's
about
probably
here
dead.
is eye lead
This guy?
time.
Yeah.
What
How
the
far
hell?
ahead
No.
you are
This is
standing
like
makes a
early
big difference
2000.
in your ability to
He's gotta be dead.
anticipate
I thought you said it was like 90s.
No, no. I think
that's what I
some
said.
Eye
clips.
lead time determines how much time
This
you
is
have to slow
either
down
this
or
is
get out of
probably
the way.
from 98 to 2003. I'm just gonna
Basically,
guess.
It makes a difference between driving proactively or reactively.
I think that's a solid range.
You guys, this guy's gotta be dead.
No, he's
If y'all
not.
ever tend to download the
He's
game,
probably in his
Normal
50s.
line of vision.
60s,
Count
maybe.
1001, 1002, etc. until you reach the object.
Movie
Most
Star
people wanna
Planet.
count to 5
Oh my
before
god, I used to
passing
go
the
on
object,
that all the time.
when they really should reach
Movie
the
Star
count
Planet
of
was
12.
my shit. In like
12
middle
seconds,
school.
regardless of speed, gives you
Used to go
ample
on there
time
so
to
much,
react, brake,
and I wanted
communicate, or
to get
whatever.
like, I wanted to be a VIP on there so bad, but my mom wouldn't buy it
Practice
for
this
me.
technique by picking objects that are further and
Because you
further
literally
away
can't have fun
until
on
you
there
get to
unless
that
you're a
12
VIP,
second
because
mark.
literally everything on there is
Then,
VIP.
test
It
yourself
sucks.
every once in a while, and before you know it, it'll be second nature to you.
They're like, oh, you know, let's make a shit ton of money off this.
Remember,
We're gonna make
driving
everybody become
proactively out on the
VIP.
road
Like,
puts you
bitch,
way
what?
ahead of the pack.
Same thing with
And
webkins now. You
maintaining
never
a
used to have to pay
12-second
for
eye
anything.
lead
Now all of
time
a sudden,
helps you stay in the clear. I'm Terry Earwood for the Dodge Skip Barber
you have to
Driving
play certain games as a VIP.
What about when someone is following you
You have to
too
be VIP
closely?
to play certain games.
Tailgaters. Now there's a driving hazard for you.
My back's already started.
It restricts your ability to slow down in case of
850
emergency
star
down
coins
the
won't
road.
get you any shit.
It should
Thank you.
remind
I
you
know,
that the
right?
safe space
I feel
behind
you.
your car is almost as
I'm all about that
vital as
movie
the
Star
one in
Planet
front.
life.
What
Well,
do
it
you
used to
do
be
when
anyway.
someone tailgates you? First of all, don't let what's going on behind you take your focus off of what's going on in the front. You need to gently apply the brake. This alerts the tailgater that you're slowing down and also provides more space to the front,
We're gonna go back to my
thereby
house
giving
and
you
have
more
dinner
room to
afterwards.
maneuver.
I don't
Or,
want to
after
trip
making sure there is no
course you
one in the
don't.
way,
No, I don't.
move over to the right
I don't
lane
want
so
to.
that he can pass you.
Since when?
What about
because
the
since
sides
my
of
mom
your
made
car?
it like every day
You must
one
also
time, and
make
I was
sure
just
you
sick of it.
maintain
Now
a
it
safe
just
space
kind
on
of
both
annoys me
sides,
whenever I eat
as
chicken.
well as to the front and rear of your vehicle.
But yet you get a chicken
Try
sandwich.
not to drive alongside other cars on
Because
highways
I
to
hate
avoid
just
getting
lettuce. I need
boxed
something
in.
in it, but they don't have beef on
Maintain
top of the
ample
salad, which I
room
would
between
love to
your
get.
car
That's why I had
and
bacon.
those that are approaching
It's not
in the
beef,
opposite
it's pork,
direction,
but close.
or those that are parked.
Darker
Since
meat.
a door may swing open or a passenger could jump out in front of you.
I'm level 21 and I'm still not VIP,
You need
but
to
I
watch
saved
out
up
for
at least
them, too.
3,000 star coins. That's
Whoa.
more than I ever saved, to be
If
honest.
you are unable to
I
keep
never
your
saved
safe
anything
space
on
to
it.
the sides of your car, gently apply the brakes or gradually increase your speed. Try not to overreact. Slow, controlled actions are the key to safe driving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I think we could all use a breather after that segment. Remember to take your 10-minute break.
Yeah, I could use a quick cat nap.
Oh, I could go for that. Oh, wait, I'm a dog. Hey, can a dog take a cat nap? I mean, I do need a nap, but, now I'm confused.
Honestly, if they just cut out all the stupid jokes, it would save me 2 hours, and this whole course would only be
You know
like
they
2,
say
3
sleepy
hours.
dogs lie,
Yeah.
right?
But they force
But I
jokes
always
so
tell the
hard.
truth, so how can
Yo,
I,
what's up? BWB bloopers. What's B?
BW bloopers.
BW. Yeah, okay. Alright. Thanks.
That Hawaii chick looks scary as a. I know,
Yeah.
right? This is such a joke.
We control the motion of our
Review,
vehicles with
review.
speed, braking, and steering.
Okay. This is where I needed
Laws
to pay
of
attention.
gravity, centrifugal force,
For the test.
inertia, kinetic energy, and friction affect our vehicle controls. Friction is
I
critically
don't know how you
affected
can
by
sit
your
here for like
brakes,
8 hours and
tires,
stream.
the road surface, and speed.
I've streamed almost 24 hours.
Yeah, I
Traction is
know,
the
but
friction
that
of gripping
failed because
power
you actually
between
went
the
to
tire
sleep. You
and the
didn't
road
actually stream for
Yeah.
24 hours.
and is affected by
Lies.
Yeah.
stopping distance, centrifugal force, and hydroplaning. When you're in a full skid, your front wheels slide and you lose control over the steering. Hydroplaning happens when the mixture of oil and water on a concrete or asphalt road cause the tires to float on an emulsion and lose friction. Kinetic energy is the force developed by an object while it's in motion.
I'm in so much pain.
The law of kinetic energy means that when you double your speed, the kinetic energy of your car is 4 times as great. Centrifugal force is the force that pulls an object out from the center of a curve. Centrifugal
I don't think
force
that's a
comes
bad
into
thing
play when
that
you're
you know a lot
rounding
about
curve when
cars.
it tends to pull
Guys
your
just
vehicle
really like
out away
cars.
from the inside
Yeah,
edge,
I feel
regardless
you,
of which direction you're
BW
traveling.
bloopers. I just have to take
Inertia
this
is the force
for
that
like
causes
court.
the second and third collisions
so
in
you
an
got-
automobile crash.
Speeding tickets.
Gravity is a force that pulls objects downward. Impact is defined as the single instantaneous stroke of a body in motion against another body, either in motion
This is pretty
or at
boring
rest.
for us then. It really is, but Anthony just wants to be edgy, so that's why
What?
he's doing it.
Product of its mass
Why
and
you're streaming
velocity.
this.
I think this is a fun stream. Yeah, you don't think this is a fun stream?
Head restraints,
It is funny.
positioned no more than 3.5 inches below the top of the head, keep your head from being snapped
somebody
back
said
in
it
the
was
case of a
boring,
rear-end collision.
I'm gonna be
Focal
bored sitting here
zones
for
give
4
during
hours
impact,
watching him do it.
And as with side door beams, redirect the energy
Know what I
of the
mean?
collision, often reducing the chance of injury to the
You
driver.
should probably get off your phone. Just listen
No,
to
I'm
my
listening. I just
An
need to try
anti-lock
to.
braking system, ABS, allows for pumping action that keeps the wheels from locking up, which
Nah,
is
exactly.
an effective way of braking, especially in rain, snow, or ice.
A dude at my school was being a dickhead because he said he can't be a mechanic and go
You may
so
have to
so
adjust your
cars.
speed to maintain a safe following distance
That's
when
BS.
speed or road conditions change. The response time with your hand is about 1/2
Doesn't
of a
matter your
second,
gender. If you
while
want
the
to do it,
response
do
time
it.
with your foot is 3/4 of a second.
It's dumb.
A 2-second following interval provides the driver
Go
time
for what
to
you wanna
steer
go
and
for.
brake out of
You wanna be a
problems on
mechanic,
dry
be a
surface
mechanic.
At speeds under 35
cares if you're a
miles per
female?
hour. A
Shouldn't matter.
3-second following interval provides the driver time to steer and brake out of problems on a dry
Girl
surface
power,
at
bitches.
speeds under 70 miles per hour. The far right lane is usually the merging lane, since this is where traffic enters. The fast lane of the expressway, next to the center of the roadway, is reserved for emergency vehicles and for all vehicles when passing. When the headlights from an oncoming car blind you, you should look to the right side of the road to allow you to steer
much
your
for Anthony
vehicle
and I doing
closer
big
to the edge of
business
the
stuff
roadway,
today.
well away from the oncoming vehicle.
What'd you say?
I said
Your
so much for
headlights
you and I
must be
doing
on low
business
beam
stuff
when
for
you
my
are
channel
within
today.
500 feet of
Yeah.
an approaching vehicle.
Well, I mean, we already kind of touched up on it. You have to wait
Even if the
or
vehicle ahead is in a
wait until you
different
have more
lane.
watch time.
When you are driving so
I wanted to
fast
film
that you
today,
can't
too.
stop
Huh?
your vehicle
I said I
from
wanted to film
100 to
today, too.
350
Yeah,
feet,
we can still
you're
film.
said to be overdriving
Yeah,
your
when?
headlights.
Yo,
Allison! What's up,
To
my
safely
girl?
drive on hills and curves,
How you
drive at
doing?
a speed that enables
8
you to
people
stop
watching.
your car in one half
I think
the
people are
distance
seeing
so
my
that you can clearly see ahead.
Snapchat story.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Reduce your speed
Appreciate
when
you,
encountering
man.
possible
Mhm.
dangers.
Post me on
such
your
as road
Instagram.
construction, railroad crossings, and low water
I deserve to be
crossings
on there.
prepare
I've
for
been in your
sudden
life long
stops
enough to
or
be on
direction changes.
We're doing good. Anthony's doing
To
his
insulate your
defensive
car
driving
from
course.
potential hazards, create a physical
doing
safe space to the
noise.
front, rear, and both sides
Doing
of it.
noise.
Apply a 12-second idle lead time to scan
So
ahead
after
of you
this
to determine
video,
how
you
much
have
time
to
you have
do a
to slow
test.
down or
What?
get out of the way.
After this video, you do a test.
Yeah. Basically.
You got
Why
this.
can't you wait until next month?
Because she's meeting me.
Oh yeah.
Oopsies, you might want to blur that number out.
What, this?
Yeah.
No, it's a toll-free number. When you enter your... By state law, you must now verify your identity.
Oh shoot.
Now you have to make a call.
Good afternoon. Welcome to IVR Contact ID Authentication System. Please enter your PIN number.
What is your month of birth? Enter a 2-digit number. For example, for January...
You have passed this authentication check. Please continue with your assessment. Thank you. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah, I did a live stream while I was waiting for my dad to pick me up. It really wasn't that long or fascinating.
Through what 3 ways can we control the motion of our cars? Speed, braking, steering. Okay. Traction is affected by... Well... This is a tough one. I know that they probably want a specific answer, but I feel like it's centrifugal force because that's like when you're on a turn. So that's when traction's most important. So I feel like that's the law of kinetic energy. Yeah, I think so. Law of kinetic energy means when you double your speed, the kinetic. When you double your speed, the kinetic energy of your car is 4 times as great. Yeah. Okay.
That's like basic science.
Yeah, thanks, Danielle.
Danielle, I love you so much. I love you too. People are coming.
Never rely completely on your mirrors when backing your vehicle because mirrors can have blind spots.
They come on your stream to say that they love me.
Yeah, wow. In what 2 instances should the right lane of the freeway be the right lane? In what 2 instances? Can I click multiple?
Should the right lane of a freeway be used?
First, it said for what 2, and these are 1 answers. So like these are automatically
eliminated. Yeah.
For stopping and parking, obviously not. For slower moving vehicles, if those were merging on the highway, it's a...
I love Danielle and son.
A 3-second interval provides a driver time to steer, brake at a on a dry surface.
We love you too.
By increasing your speed, you also increase the fuel consumption, but the force of impact, I imagine, is what they're implying because of an accident. But it's both. What is the most difficult surface to maintain icy, I believe.
We're getting very close to June. I'm excited.
By driving at slower speeds, you will have a longer reaction time and more control over the vehicle. Compared to dry pavement, you need blank room to stop on a dirt road. More room, I imagine, because dirt's loose.
Oh, hey, you only got 1 wrong. Good job.
Why doesn't it tell me my... Traction is affected by friction? What does that mean? Centrifugal force will affect your traction. I mean, traction creates friction because the tire... What? Centrifugal force, I feel like, would have been the answer because that's the force on a turn.
Mm-hmm.
Which will affect your...
Well, they didn't ask anything about a turn.
No, I know that, but friction, I guess, is part of it. But that's like friction isn't what affects it. It's more like a symptom of.
Yeah.
Not like you know what I mean, like after whatever.
Are you gonna watch that Michael Jackson special on Thursday? Yeah.
It was so.
Maybe
annoying.
I should live stream me watching it.
But watching what?
The Michael Jackson special that's gonna be on ABC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I should watch. I should live stream you watching
Nobody
it.
wants to hear the
I
daunting
wanna watch it.
statistics on
Oh, I'm not in
alcohol-related
frame.
collisions.
Okay.
But we have
Can
to
you
look
move
at
your
the numbers.
webcam over?
Whoa, math? I don't dig math, man.
Yeah, we were told there was no math.
Relax, guys. I'm
this
talking
is
about
an
drunk
hour
driving
long.
statistics.
No math.
I'm
Promise?
not.
Why?
Okay, that's good.
It's fun.
No, it's not.
Seriously, when it comes to drunk driving, whatever the numbers are,
It's more
they
fun
pale
for
in
you, and you're the
comparison
one
to the
doing
number
it.
of human
Human
lives
lives.
lost. Every 23
See,
minutes,
if
a
I
person is killed
see
in
when
an
I invite Anthony
alcohol-related
to my
collision.
house, I actually want to like do stuff
55%
with
of all
him.
traffic fatalities
You
are
know,
alcohol-related.
like I ask him like,
Think
let's play
about
video
it.
games and
Drinkers are
stuff, like do
driving
stuff
while under
together.
the
This is what we
influence,
do
and as a
together
result,
at his house.
People are dying. Everyone
He does
knows
his
not to do it, but still
task
it
that he
happens
can do
again
on
and
his own
again and
with me.
again. Everyone, even non-drinkers, should pay close attention to this next section because lives are at stake.
Like I'm so bored right now. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I love Daniel and that son.
I read that already.
I know.
Like 10 minutes
I
ago.
just saw the big yellow thing with my name and I was like, oh, that's good.
I love you too would be nice.
What? No, yeah, I love you too. I was just, it caught my eye.
I'm now playing Sims 4, but other Sims keep coming in my Sims house and sleeping in the bed. Hose.
Kill them. Edit the house and just surround them with walls and then leave them there.
This has
And that's their punishment for sleeping in your bed.
What is happening?
What? What do you mean? This is to like mess with your emotions and make you feel guilty for drunk driving and killing people.
Oh wow.
Yeah. They're pulling on the heartstrings.
But alcohol is bad.
Change everything. Reality hits. Wow. This is so sad.
The music, I wish I could hear the music right now.
Yeah. You wish you could hear the music?
Yeah.
I've seen all the drunk driving videos.
My son was 19.
That can never happen to me.
It's a Friday night.
Whoa.
I shouldn't even have been out that night.
That's...
There's another young man who's having a bad day. 6 40-ounce
Wow.
Mickeys. 4
Fight
lines
him,
of meth.
Michael.
2 joints and a couple of light beers. Blue 7 red lights.
Oh my god.
Seconds later.
Are you kidding me?
1002, 1003, 1004, 1005. Rear-ended Jeremy, the car exploded. Jeremy was killed instantly.
I miss
That's
our
a
talks,
phrase.
Danielle. I've been really busy lately. I'm pretty much done with school.
God, this editing is so garbage.
It was like it was okay to go out and
My videos come out better than this, and that's saying
drink
something.
and
'Cause my videos are filmed on an
what
iPhone,
I
and you can
thought
tell
was
it's
having
using
fun.
iMovie, and it's
What I thought
shitty.
was having fun.
The coroner was already telling my wife, my
Is
other
it
2
that
children,
really?
they couldn't identify the person in the car. All I had left was a license plate that said someone at this address was registered to this car.
Where'd Rachel go? She's
me and my friends always went out drinking, and they
Rachel
always wanted me to
Gotcha.
drive because I drove the best. And nothing
Master
would ever
of the
happen. I've
arts.
seen all the drunk driving videos and the ads and the commercials.
Hey.
And I thought, oh,
What?
that can never happen to me.
What?
Nothing.
Oh. I hit
But
my
it
elbow.
did. It didn't just happen to
Kiss
me.
it
It
better.
happened to all of us. Everyone,
Kiss my
especially
elbow
me.
better. I hate periods. So do I.
To Bob.
It's a bop.
Why?
I hate periods. Don't we
I
all?
cannot realize everything that I realize now.
I love you too.
Because I heard it all. I heard it all, and I didn't pay any
Allison,
attention
you're
to
the
it.
absolute cutest.
It was like
You're the cutest.
I'd see the drunk driving ads and all that.
Oh, no,
And it's like that couldn't be a part of my life.
That's how I feel right now.
I look back now and it makes me sick. I can't even believe that I did those things. been here now for 3 years, and I
You
think
seem
about
so
it
bored.
constantly.
What?
You seem bored.
Always. I always think about it.
Nah, I
It's
want.
not just the drinking and driving.
I got him. He's bored.
Nah, I want a bunch of people to talk to. That'd be cool.
There's things
If my
that
sister
led
does
up to
not
that.
stop coming here, I'm gonna like,
My lifestyle, the people I was around, the things I was doing.
On June 25th, I'm gonna be wearing a
I know they probably go out and do the kind of
Oh,
things
cool.
just out having fun.
I wanna
You
meet
think you're
him.
having fun.
I wonder if
but
anybody in that group
they
knows
don't-
about my
You
channel.
need to take the time and stop
If not,
and think
promote me.
about the choices they're
plug.
going to make.
Plug.
The things
Danny
they're gonna do,
MJJ.
because it's not just their life. They can
Does
affect
anybody in
their
that
own.
MJ fans in New York know me, Allison?
Channel 3's Lisa Breckenridge
Like,
joins
do they
us
know
today
who I
with
am?
more on the accident and how friends and family are
I gotta
remembering
imagine
the
maybe like a few
teenager.
people.
Sarah Jeremy Turner was about to become the man that everyone hoped he would be.
I don't
Instead, he
expect
became the
everyone to,
victim of a hit-and-run accident. Officers say the driver of the other car had been speeding and evading officers when he plowed into the
One of
back
these
of
days, I
Jeremy's
gotta just
car.
like have
Then the
you
driver
react to like a
fled the
bunch of
scene,
like.
leaving Jeremy in the burning car. It's a horrible picture for anyone to live with, and that's
What?
why his
I
family
said I want you to
is
react to a
focusing
bunch
on
of
the
moonwalkers
positive
for a
life he
video.
led.
I have peace where he's at.
Because like the
I don't
fangirling,
thank
you'll
God
be
that he's
like,
dead,
oh
but
my
I thank
god.
God that I
Can
have
you guys
some peace.
imagine
A week from now, I may, and
Anthony
as I
reacting
learn more about
to
who and what, I may feel differently.
I'll give you a
The
shout
who and
out.
what is still under investigation, but so far
I'm
officers
almost
say
at
the driver of
1.4K,
this
so
car,
it'll be
23-year-old Steve Leslie, rear-ended Jeremy's car,
He's holding
causing
my
it to
hand.
explode
Oh,
early
romantic.
Saturday morning. Leslie
It's
was
the most
booked for
romantic he's been
murder,
all day.
felony drunk driving,
Just kidding.
felony hit and run, and felony evading officers.
I kid.
We have a 1055, a deceased on scene. We have
Oy.
one patient in the front of the vehicle that's
Oops, you got
entrapped.
put in a
He's
body bag.
extricated.
Oop, and then
We have a driver that has relatively minor injuries at this time.
There's
What?
Just status. Stratus.
Today I realized I'll never hear your car race down the driveway
Who's Trish Stratus?
or watch amazed as you
I know
consume an
Trisha
entire
Paytas.
pizza. I'll never again hear you complain about having to listen to James Taylor.
Oof.
These are things I took for granted. And right
Oy.
now, I would have them back in a heartbeat if
I
possible.
don't like blood. No mi piace.
You're like every other
No
kid
mi
in
piace.
so many ways. You sometimes amazed us, and sometimes we wanted to choke the living daylights
Anthony
out.
likes when I speak Italian.
Always I hoped you knew, and I think you did, that you were utterly loved. At
No mi
least,
piace
at the
means
very
I don't
least,
like him
I'm
Italian.
eternally grateful to God He allowed you to spend even 18 years as my son.
Damn.
Fever fracture right now primarily.
But who is Trish Stratus? I want to know who that is. I want to see Anthony react.
There's so many things I realize now that I want you to know. I have no regrets for having canceled meetings, or
Put you in
rearranged
the
appointments,
Moonwalker reaction.
or taken less speaking engagements in order to work in your classrooms,
Allison's
coach
everybody
basketball
cute,
teams,
so I
attend
like
games, or even go to open houses. I only regret that I did not cancel more of them.
It's your girl,
I
ABC
loved
at
our late night talks
11:27.
before bed.
8.
I just wish I had been more
It's
engaged.
your girl.
I didn't understand
I don't know
how
why
priceless
I love
those
that intro
times
so
would
much.
be.
You're just like so adorable. Hey. Hey.
What?
Kiki's here.
Oi.
Oi, what's poppin'? There's bloodshed on the screen. I'm so sorry.
It's fake though. This is all actors.
I was more amazed than you know that you taught
They're
yourself to play
just,
the guitar.
what's it called?
I learned persistence from you.
Read.
I'll bet that surprises you.
What's it?
Know anything about his family or friends or anything?
Reenacting.
I also learned how important eye
Reenacting
contact
If
is.
this is Anthony's defensive
Something
driving
I'm gonna
course,
try
and
to
right now
remember
they're
for
talking
the
about alcohol and drug impaired driving.
Yeah.
She's arrested. Am I the only person who watches wrestling?
This is so strange for me because I've
No,
always been the one
obviously
standing
not.
with
But
others at the
Anthony
hospital
and I
bed,
don't watch wrestling.
or the funeral
so we're
parlor, or the
confused.
gravesite.
Is it real wrestling or like
I would
WWE?
tell others that death, especially
Well, I
the
mean,
death
which
of
is
a young
wrestling,
person,
but I mean, like, is
was
it
the
staged
ultimate
or is it
obscenity.
like UFC, like
It
official?
was always someone else's grandmother, uncle, daughter, or son.
I love you, Allison. I can't help
This
myself.
time you were mine.
Mm.
I will miss the recent bond that we had discovered and shared in a common living faith in Jesus Christ.
WWE.
This was the cake for me, Brooks. The rest was just frosting.
Anthony.
I have no
kinda
regrets
thinks
that I was
it's
able to tell you how
spiritual.
much I loved you. I only wish I had
What?
said it more.
Didn't you say
And
once,
finally,
like,
I
in our
hope you know that I
Q&A, you
was
said that
crazy about
WWE was kind of exaggerated?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's cool and all. Like, I like the plots and stuff. That's cool, but like,
The
At
plots.
this point, we've declared brain. Well, I mean,
Who's excited for that Queen biopic? Me.
There's no hope for his brain to I just like I'd like UFC or something.
Mm.
I just can't convince myself that it's real. Like I just don't like scripted stuff like that.
His heart and his lungs are working.
Like if something's scripted, I want it to be like a show or like animation, like not something that's gonna pretend to be real and like, but it's scripted. It's like.
We want to give you a little bit of time first.
Man.
We don't want to hit you with that right away.
I could sit here and try to describe the black hole that your death leaves in my life. I could bemoan your absence or rail at the injustice. Somehow, right now, it would seem inconsequential. Instead, what I need to do right now is to write you. To retrace the mark that your life left on me. To etch your presence more permanently into my heart. You'll never know what it felt like to hear the doctor say it's a boy. Every father who hears those words dreams about the kind of son that he would like. And I was no different.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, we're all
Believe
these.
it or not, you
My
were a
mom
gift
said she
to
would
me.
take me to WrestleMania if I passed the 12th grade and I did. So yay. That's fun.
Brooks, there will never be another son like you were to me. Thank you for loving me back.
My mom
As
called.
gaping a hole as your death leaves in our lives, the only thing that makes it bearable is knowing that it is not forever. I wish people would realize that as good as this life is, it's
Hi.
only first grade compared to the level
Which
of
fault?
life that you are experiencing now. I love you. You didn't get shortchanged by death.
Oh, well, he doesn't
You
want
got
to come because he
swallowed up
doesn't
by
like
life.
chicken.
I am trusting that God can fill the
I
emptiness
know.
that I feel right now.
Like he's
I don't
expecting you to
expect
cook by
you to
him, son.
this side of eternity.
No, it's okay. I
But this
just.
is one thing I can't wait to
I
see you
mean, do you
again.
want to eat at your house?
Love, Dad.
Yeah.
Maybe if you could step out for 15 minutes.
This is the worst place I've ever been in my life.
I think he's working tomorrow. Yeah, but I think we're. I mean, I think we're still gonna come, but
last
like
December killed an innocent teenager.
tonight.
Today, the 23-year-old Sacramento man convicted of killing him learned his fate. Channel 3's Lisa
Okay.
Breckenridge was in court today and joins us live from the newsroom.
Sarah, today 23-year-old Stephen Leslie apologized to his family and to the family of his victim for all the pain that he has
I don't
caused. A jury found him guilty of
Well, he
second-degree
likes a
murder
lot of
in
things,
the
but
killing
he's
of
just
a
picky.
popular all-around good kid who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And today it was a very emotional
Well, if you have like
sentencing hearing for all
salad or
involved.
something, you put like the chicken in
Today,
with
his
it.
loved ones waited to hear the fate of 23-year-old Stephen Leslie.
We had the opportunity at the sentencing to
Oh.
communicate. And that same offer of hope, forgiveness, was
Oh,
offered
yeah,
to
he's
Stephen
definitely not gonna
Leslie.
eat it, no.
I forgave him the
It's
day
got
it
melted
happened.
cheese, he's not
Don't
gonna eat
ask
it.
me how, it's by God's grace. I'm a human being. I mourn the loss, but I don't hate that person.
Danielle is so
The
cute.
judge sentenced Leslie to the recommended term as 17 years to life in state prison.
The consequence is still real.
I
Stephen's
mean,
spending
yeah,
17
he'll
to
eat it.
life,
I mean, he's
hard
not like a
time.
big chicken person, but he'll eat
17 to
that.
life, hard
No, I
time.
mean, I
As a
eat
wife,
chicken. I'm just not feeling it. You
two-year-old
know,
son
I'm
when he
just.
went to prison.
My
Yeah.
mom makes
That
it
boy
too
is
much.
5
Mhm.
now.
I mean, I'm
Yeah,
really
I can see
hungry,
my
so
son
that's why I want to
grow
come
up.
home and eat.
Me and my wife dreamed about having a son.
So,
And now I don't
Yeah.
watch him grow. I miss the little things that he does. I miss his birthday.
Yeah.
I missed his first fishing trip.
but do you still want to go in? 'Cause I'm
Stephen
kind of hungry.
wrote us a letter
Mm-hmm.
in October, 3 years later.
Dear Mr. and
I don't know.
Mrs. Turner, I don't
He'll
know
probably
if
get
it's
something to
right
eat.
for you.
If he doesn't like what you make, I mean, he'll get
I
something
don't
to
want to
eat.
cause you more
Yeah.
pain.
But do you still want to go? Because
Then
dinner's
I
going to be
already
ready in like 15, 20
I'm
minutes.
writing now
Yeah.
because
Okay.
my mom
Sure.
told
Alright.
me she has
Alright, we're still going to come though.
and you're good people.
So we'll be
and you'll
there soon, I
understand
guess.
If I tell you, I'm
We have to finish this first.
sorry. I always think
Anthony,
about
it's
you
not
and your
long.
family.
No, but
But-
we're
I know you still
already
hurt.
through like most. I had some of
I
it.
want you to know I pray for you and your family. Pray
Alright.
for both our families.
Okay.
I didn't know your son, but from what I
Alright,
heard
bye.
from the video and from the video that's in the court,
I just want to finish this
You
up
seem
so I
like
can finish the
such a
test
good
and then.
person. and it hurts inside to know his death
It's like
was my
15,
fault.
20 minutes though.
What?
When
Yeah,
dinner's
and
gonna be ready.
So I could just go back.
Yeah, and then a little bit after we'll be like
I have
5,
to
10
deal with
minutes
it,
late.
and I always live with the guilt.
No.
Yeah.
I've asked for
Look at
forgiveness.
how long this is.
but
That's
forgiveness
not that
can't make me
bad.
forget what happened.
It's long.
What
You're
you
so
feel is
impatient.
beyond what I can
I'm
imagine.
hungry.
So I don't know.
We literally just
what
ate.
you're right.
Yeah, like 3 hours ago.
Too terrible.
So, maybe if you actually finished your food, did you throw that out? You didn't save it?
No.
You threw it out?
Yeah.
Why?
Because you wouldn't eat the fries.
Gives me no joy that he's spending 17th alive.
I
But
was
it is a
going to, but-
consequence.
I'm grateful that someone like you
He'll
exists.
be
Thank
40
you.
years old when he's out of prison.
He doesn't
if
even
he
tell
can
me
survive hard times.
that. I'm just making you feel like a piece of shit. I'm so terrible.
I don't know, don't throw out the food next time. You could have saved it and eat it.
More than likely wasn't gonna eat it, but okay.
I'm just saying.
I ate more than I usually did, so applaud me.
Okay then.
I did.
You better eat when you go to your house.
I am.
You always say that you're gonna eat, and half the time.
I'm so hungry.
As far as paying the price,
Sorry that when I'm with you, the butterflies in my stomach take over instead.
I get out
Why?
of here.
I don't know.
To just eat. Like,
Jeremy
I don't
sent a Christmas
understand.
card to his friend.
You don't understand.
Inside in his hand, he'd written,
That's lame.
"As children of the King, it heartens
Well,
me to
you
know
can't complain
that we will
about
have an
being hungry all the
eternity-long
time.
friendship."
It's
That
hard,
brought back another place
okay?
in my life. When at
You
5 years
understand
old, I remember
why
his
I am
room. I
like
remember the place.
malnourished as I
when my
am because I've
son
got
accepted
depression
an
and
insurance
stuff.
policy
My
called
appetite.
eternity
Sorry.
because he accepted
Can't help it.
the free gift of God's love, the sacrifice of his son to forgive Jeremy's sins, past, present, and future. And that's the only reason I can stand here and not be a bitter, angry man of
Why do they
hate.
need to have all
It's
this
because I have
unnecessary
hope
bullshit in
for
here?
where my son is.
Because it's just a mess of the feels. Like, I don't even understand what the questioning is gonna be for this chapter. There's no, like, what's the review gonna go over? It's not setting you up
Going
for any
through what I
questions.
went through, that's
Yeah.
not just them,
Just
it's their
feeling.
family. It's just a lot.
Exactly. When I go to sleep.
It's a lot.
This part's stupid.
Forgiveness can't make me forget what happened.
There's like hip-hop
There's literally
playing.
just like edgy music and like sob stories. I dreamed that Kurt Angle came to my school and body slammed my teacher. That's great, Danny. Tell me I'm a good actress. You're a great actress, Rachel. And I love you. And I want you to wife me up.
Okay. Okay.
I want you to wife me up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Make me your wife. Make you my hubby. That was it.
No, maybe now the questioning stuff is gonna come up, like the actual.
That was lame.
Well, why are they gonna put the credits in? Oh my god, they just love to waste time.
Lloyd and Ant. Yes.
What, Lloyd and Ant? What
Yeah, I
about-
ship it. We ship you and Lloyd. Ah.
She can't use Lloyd's name now.
Shh. No one knows who we're talking about. It's fine.
What?
I said no one knows who we're talking about. It's fine.
They don't?
No.
They don't know who her boyfriend
Danny
is?
and Rach.
They don't know who her boyfriend is?
Believe it or not, that's only part of the story.
I think more people are
Nobody
starting
wants
to
to
get
hear
the
more
hint.
scary facts. But this is
Yeah.
the most serious
I know,
problem
it's
on the road
funny,
today.
Trish
We owe it to
Stratus.
ourselves,
Also
to our
came.
families, to our
She
children,
kicked my
to face
principal.
this problem and change our behavior.
Is that
So
her
please,
signature move, the
continue
chick
to
kick?
watch and listen.
It should have just started with this.
Yeah.
One of the
Like,
most
what the
dangerous
hell?
situations you're likely to face is a driver
I could
under
be
the
at home
influence
eating
of
some
alcohol.
goddamn chicken right now. Instead, I'm
This
sitting
acting
here.
is
Mixed
so
with
bad.
driving.
I
It
know.
adds up to over 10,000 traffic deaths nationwide.
The
in
animations are
2010.
back.
Yay.
One person every 51
Yay,
minutes dies in an
animations.
alcohol-related collision. In the time it takes you to complete this program, it is
I feel
possible some
miserable.
4 people will die from
Wow.
drinking and driving.
4 people during this course
These
died.
gruesome statistics, which obviously change on an annual basis,
Did
would
you-
indicate that alcohol greatly
Okay.
impairs our ability to react.
Over the
Even
course
one
of
drink,
taking this course,
and it
4
deteriorates
people
further
have
with
died.
every drink we take.
From drinking and driving.
It has been estimated that as many as 1
Wow.
in 5 drivers
That's
is
sad.
operating a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol. Not always to the point of intoxication. This is due in part to
And 4
public
more people
acceptance
were
of
born.
drinking in moderation
So
and then
that's
driving.
okay.
Even people who don't
Nah, I feel like
condone
more
driving
people than
while
that were born. I feel
intoxicated
like more
feel it
people
is
are being
okay
born
to
than
drive
killed.
after a drink or two. But keep in mind, the important judgmental decision, am I too drunk to drive, is too often left
Dude
up to the
just
driver
wobbling into
whose
his
judgment
car.
has been impaired by drinking. Maybe that
90 for
accounts for
life.
another
Woo!
grim statistic. Even a driver not legally
Gross.
drunk
Guys,
is
I
twice as
actually have to
likely
admit
to
this
have a
Anthony on
fatal
camera,
collision
but
as a completely
I'm
sober
always
person.
Okay.
We must start conditioning
That's
ourselves to one irrefutable truth about driving. It is
Never
never
listen
acceptable
to
to
negative
drink
people, they
and
bring me
drive.
down. And my
Period.
sister.
Under any circumstances.
Try my best to not let negative
Just
people
think
bring
how
me
many
down, but
times
it's
you've
hard
had a
sometimes.
close call in traffic and given thanks
Especially
for
in
the
the
fact
state
that
that
you
I'm
were
in.
alert and in
Hell.
control of the situation.
It's the worst.
Think how many times you might have had a collision had your reaction been off even a fraction of a second.
That's so true.
It's
I
happened
think
to
about
most
that
of
a
us
lot.
at one time or another. And the traffic situation being what it is today, there's a
About
good
what?
chance it's going to happen
No, it
again.
says think
So be
about
prepared.
like
Be alert.
times that you've
Never
had
drive
like
after you've been
really
drinking,
close
not
calls, and if
even
it had
after
been a
one
fraction of a second off, you might have had that accident.
Yeah.
As you
So
all know,
scary.
a drug is any substance, prescribed or otherwise, legal or illegal, ingested or injected,
Marijuanas.
in expectation of achieving a more
That's why I
desirable
don't care like
physical
how
or
much you
mental
smoke,
state.
how much you drink. You
Drug
could.
use means
Who
taking
the
any
fuck
drug
cares?
in any
Like,
amount
don't
under
get
any
behind the wheel.
circumstance.
No matter
and
how
a
much
drug
you drank,
user
how
is
much you
anyone who
smoked.
uses drugs for any
Don't be
reason.
stupid.
And if you don't already know, alcohol is considered a drug. Alcohol-related traffic crashes are those in which ethyl alcohol was found to be present
you
in
can
one or
never, ever
more of
take
the
that
drivers
risk.
involved.
No matter what, like, oh
Legally
yeah, I smoked a bit of weed, but
intoxicated
it
means
won't
having
affect
a
my
blood
driving.
alcohol level of
Yes, it will.
0.08, or not having normal use of mental and physical faculties
Safety
by reason of the
concern,
introduction of
okay.
alcohol, a controlled substance, a drug, or combination of 2 or more of these
Oh, my damn
substances
self
into the body.
They don't talk about
BAC
propofol.
stands
Nah.
for blood alcohol
Propofol is like a-
concentration. It is a test of blood, breath, or urine
know.
used to
It's
measure
like-
the
I think- pretty
concentration
sure
of
that's over the
alcohol
counter.
found in the bloodstream.
What?
Is propofol like an over-the-counter
I
drug?
don't know what that is.
In New York
that's what
State,
killed
if you
Michael
drink
Jackson.
and drive, you
Right.
may be arrested for aggravated driving while intoxicated, A,
'Cause, you know,
DWI,
his doctor is an idiot
driving
and
while
won't prescribe
intoxicated,
him.
DWI, driving with a blood alcohol concentration, BAC, of 0.08 or more, driving while ability impaired by a drug, DWAI, drug, driving while ability impaired by alcohol, DWAI, or driving under the combined influence of alcohol and drugs. With a BAC of 0.02, a driver's reaction time slows and the driver exhibits
How many of
poor
these do you have to
judgment.
do?
At a BAC of
Not exactly
0.05,
sure. We'll see after I'm
driving
done with the
skills
test.
deteriorate, muscles relax, and coordination is decreased. At this point, the driver is DWAI. Having a BAC of 0.08 means a driver's judgment, inhibitions, coordination, balance, vision, hearing, and speech are all affected. A driver in this state can be considered DWI. With a BAC of 0.30 or higher, you can barely control your own body. Your mind is seriously impaired, and there's a very high probability of coma or death.
Wow.
Many people think chemical test evidence is required to prove you were intoxicated or impaired. However, a police officer's testimony about your driving appearance and behavior when
Royalty
arrested
Jackson.
can provide enough evidence alone to convict you, even without a chemical test. If you are found guilty of any alcohol or drug-related driving violation, the court must revoke or suspend your license at the time
How do
you
you
are
get phones at
sentenced.
70%?
Even if the court allows you a
It's not
20-day
anymore.
continuation of driving privilege, your license
How
itself
do you know
will
your
be
phone's
taken immediately.
battery percentage if it doesn't say it?
Research conducted by the NHTSA
Okay.
in Traffic Safety Facts 2010 cited that in
Wait,
2010, a total of 1,210 children aged 14 and younger were killed in motor vehicle traffic crashes. Of those 1,210 fatalities, 211, 17% occurred in alcohol-impaired driving crashes. Out of those 211 deaths, over half, 131,
Look at all
were
the flowers
occupants of a
and-
vehicle
look at all
with a
the flowers
driver
in
who
the
had a
field in
blood
the room.
alcohol concentration, BAC level, of
Look how
0.08 or
beautiful.
higher. As of June 2005, Vashon's law
planting flowers
increases
in
the
comments
penalties
for
for
us.
someone who
Oh,
kills
nice.
or
And now she's
severely
bringing
injures other
animals
people
in.
while under the
It's like
influence of
Neverland
either
Ranch.
drugs or alcohol,
Holy shit.
and eliminates the
It's
need to
Neverland
show
Ranch up in
criminal
the comments.
negligence in prosecuting
Look, someone
an
put
impaired
diamond
driver.
rings in the comments.
Leandra's law
Anthony
makes it a
William.
felony to drive under the influence with a child passenger under
Put a
the
ring
age
on
of
it.
16.
Put a ring on it. boy.
Formerly known as the Child
I said put
Passenger
a ring on
Protection Act, this law was named in memory of 11-year-old Leandra Rosado, who died in October 2009 when her friend's mom crashed an SUV on the Henry Hudson Parkway in
He
Manhattan with
proposed.
6 other
No!
children in the car.
No! I
Drunk
love
driving
you!
with children in the car is a class
No!
punishable by
Oh,
up to
it's stuck
4
on my
years in
finger.
prison. If the child is injured, 7 years, and if killed, 15 years. In addition to a
Hello.
possible prison sentence, an ignition
I
interlock
like your
must
other
be
rings better.
installed in the convicted
Why?
offender's
This one's
car
nice.
for a minimum of
I like
6
the
months.
silver ones.
And it's not cheap.
Yeah.
An ignition interlock device costs between
He looks like a
$75
manly
and
man with all
$100
those
to
rings on
install,
his fingers.
coupled with a monthly fee ranging from
Pandas,
$70 to $100.
koalas. Kitty cat. Meow. Doggos. Bork bork.
Alcohol has
Bear.
serious physiological
Bird.
Yeah.
effects on drivers.
Frog.
The use and abuse of alcohol and other drugs
I love
pose a
the
serious
emojis.
health problem that can severely
I
impair
love
a
it.
person's ability to
Ah,
properly
why?
perform the driving
I do.
task.
Oh,
Remember,
someone
you
put
can be
a
convicted
someone
of
put the
driving
ring in
while
the diamond emoji
intoxicated
again.
with
Put a
blood
ring on it.
alcohol
No.
content
Put a
of
ring on it.
0.08.
If you like it, put a ring on it. Like Beyonce, bitch.
According to the
You okay?
NHTSA's National
Your back
Center
hurt?
for
Yes.
Statistics and
I
Analysis,
told you.
traffic fatalities
Trying
and
to
alcohol
focus on my
impaired driving crashes
defensive driving
decreased
course,
nearly
Danielle.
5% from 10,759
What do you expect to happen
in 2009
as you live streamed
to
it?
10,228
What
in
did you expect to
2010.
happen, honestly?
What?
Although we have been making
Obviously, we're gonna get
progress,
distracted.
alcohol
What
is
did you
still the
expect to
third
happen?
leading factor for drivers involved in fatal
We're
crashes.
gonna be focused the entire time?
New
No.
York's
Trying
zero
to
tolerance
focus.
law applies to people under age 21 who operate a motor vehicle with a BAC of
You're focusing on the
0.02 or
unimportant
more,
part.
but not more than 0.07.
Ow.
Under this law, if you are stopped by a police officer for having consumed alcohol, and the officer determines that you are younger than 21 and appear to have consumed alcohol, you will be temporarily detained for
look at all
the
the
purpose of taking a breathalyzer
Yo, what's
test
good?
to determine your BAC.
Royalty.
If you refuse to take a breath test,
Look at all the
you
sea
will be
creatures.
subject to a license
Oh,
revocation of at least 1 year.
I'm trying to focus.
Fines,
Goes on
mandatory
Snapchat.
attendance at alcohol awareness programs,
He always contradicts his
ignition
own
interlocks
messages.
at the cost of the offender, and
Anytime he
loss of
says
driving
something, he just
privileges
contradicts
are some of the
himself.
possible
You know why? Because he
consequences of
hates
breaking
me.
this law.
In general, BAC
Tell
and
him
the
to be
accompanying
quiet, go
impairment
ahead
of
and
essential
scream.
bodily functions is primarily
So full of
dependent
it.
on a person's size and the amount of alcohol ingested.
Oh, so you
in
can
a given
Snapchat
period
your
of
friends, but
time.
if I talk to you, that's distracting.
Loss of driving
Right.
ability and the accompanying probability of a traffic collision
No, but I'm only
dramatically
hearing.
increase as a person's BAC
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to
Use
listen.
of any drug may adversely affect driving ability, so avoid them at all costs while
He
driving.
hates me. He really does.
Taking more than one drug at a
He hates me
time
a
is
lot.
especially dangerous since
Why do you
each
hate
can add
me?
significantly to the impact of the other,
Mm.
especially when one of the drugs is alcohol.
My name is Gavin Miller from Monroe,
Oh, it's a fresh
Louisiana.
blazer.
Here on this road, because I was driving drunk, I permanently
The yellow and
disabled
purple.
someone.
Oof.
I came
Oof.
around this curve at over 100 miles per hour.
Oh,
I lost
it's a
control
look.
and crashed into
It's
a
a
tree.
look.
I was thrown through the
Anthony would
glass
actually
of my
wear that.
truck window
Oh,
and
what?
was then run over by my own truck.
She took that.
Fortunately, I was alone on this road, and no one was
R.I.P. to your
injured
socks.
except me. You see, I was a victim of my own drunk
What's
driving,
Anthony's
and I'll
Snapchat?
have to live with that mistake
You want
for
to
the
put your
rest
Snapchat
of
in the
my
comments?
life.
I can't hear you.
It happened
just.
to me.
I want to ask your Snapchat.
It could
What's
happen
Anthony's
to
Snapchat?
you.
I'll type it in.
Let's look a little closer at what happens when you drink alcohol and what the physiological effects are.
Your keyboard's off.
When you have an alcoholic drink, ethanol is absorbed in 3 different places. To a
That
minor
is
extent,
my
through the tissues of the mouth
Snapchat.
and throat.
Yeah.
To a greater extent, through the stomach wall.
And this is my
and to the greatest
Snapchat,
extent,
but
through
most
the wall
of you
of the
guys
small
have me on
intestine.
there already.
The small
And I put
intestine
it at the end of
absorbs
every video,
alcohol much more quickly
and it's always
than
in the
other
description of
tissues
my
and organs.
videos, but
Thus, the rate at which material passes from the stomach to the small intestine is a key factor in determining
Maybe,
how
you know what I
quickly
should do tonight?
ethanol
We
is
should do
taken up
tonight?
into the bloodstream.
We should,
Most of the body's
call
metabolizing
people on
of ethanol
Snapchat.
into other substances takes place in the liver, which is the major
We should call
detoxifying
more
organ
people
in
on
the body.
Tired.
The liver first converts the ethanol to acids,
Mhm.
and then finally to carbon dioxide and water. Some ethanol is also expelled from the lungs through the act of breathing. This is handy for police. Breathalyzers analyze the ethanol content of air exhaled from the lungs and convert it to BAC by way of a special formula. Alcohol is a depressant, which means that it slows the activity of the central nervous system, increasing reaction time, diminishing
You guys having
judgment,
trouble
and
getting
reducing
this
motor
game,
control. But the apparent stimulatory effects of alcohol can be explained in terms of its depressive effects. The brain
Will you call
contains
me on
inhibitory
Snapchat?
centers that ordinarily moderate a person's behavior. Ethanol depresses the activity of these centers, thereby removing some of the barriers to loud and aggressive
I want it to be a
behavior.
race though. Like I want to see
This
how many
effect
people are
can
gonna
be
like
dangerous
try to
on the
call me
road.
on Snap.
While under the influence of alcohol, we may
Like
be
if I
more
did it.
inclined to drive above the speed limit, take unnecessary risks, or
Book of
otherwise
Laura
engage
did a
in
live stream like
acts
that
of
like a
foolish
year or two
behavior.
ago, and
Competent
I was
driving
like one of the last
requires
people
a
to call
variety
her.
of different skills.
And
An
she
ability to
answered me.
physically
I was
operate
like,
the
oh my God.
car.
And she was so
Ability
nice.
to perform more than one task at a time.
She's really so nice.
An awareness of potential hazards. A capacity to
And
react
I was like, oh my
quickly
God,
to
I love
danger,
you. And then I
so
talked
on.
about the fact that I was in New
Virtually
York.
all these skills
And she was
diminish
talking to me in
with
like an American
increasing
accent.
Did
Very
she
funny.
socks now?
After you've had a drink or two, you'll begin to feel the
Someone was talking
effects.
about their sisters.
The decision is up to you.
Oh.
Are you too drunk to drive? Only you can decide. But your judgment has been impaired
My
by the
sister
alcohol.
always steals my
Are
socks.
you really capable of deciding
By my
if you can
sister, I
safely
mean
drive
Bella.
at this point?
She's literally like
You may never know.
a sister.
Would you want to be
And
on
my
an
little
airplane
sister
flown by a
sometimes.
pilot in this condition?
I can s-
Or
I
have a
say-
surgeon
I
operate
said,
on
like,
you
Bella's kinda
after
like
you'd
my
had
own little
5
sister.
drinks? You wouldn't? Then why would you let yourself get behind the wheel of a car, especially when your vision is affected? Alcohol also has some serious psychological effects that can cause abnormal behavior.
What
Alcohol
was the
is a
first one when
depressant,
you were answering
easily
Snapchat
qualifies
calls in
as a
November?
mind-altering
Yeah.
drug. Remember that anger and aggressive driving behavior we talked about earlier?
These jeans.
Well, nothing can bring it out like
Look at that.
alcohol. Haven't you
Look at
noticed how loud and unruly people get when they drink?
That's so.
How their judgment is impaired? Alcohol increases aggression, reduces inhibition, makes it difficult to focus, and causes memory lapses. All these effects make the decision to drive after drinking easier
Wow,
and
that's
reduce the
smart.
drinker's ability to
That's
focus
really
on the
fucking
driving
smart.
task. Unfortunately, too many people still participate in driving after they've been drinking. Driving while intoxicated can have serious consequences, even if you don't kill yourself or someone else. In all states, a person may be convicted of driving while intoxicated with a blood alcohol concentration of 0.08. The penalties include fines, imprisonment, and loss of driving privileges. In New York State, driving while ability impaired, DWAI, means your BAC is between 0.05 and 0.07. For first-time offenders, this is accompanied by a minimum $300 and maximum $500 fine, up to 15 days in jail, and a 90-day license suspension. A second offense for DWAI within 5 years would be a minimum $500 to maximum $750 fine, up to 30 days in jail, and a 6-month license revocation. The first offense for driving while intoxicated, DWI, or driving while ability impaired by a drug, DWAI drug, results in a minimum $500 to a maximum $1,000 fine, up to 1 year in jail, and for DWI, a minimum 6-month license revocation. For driving while impaired by a drug, your license is suspended for at least 6 months. The penalties for a subsequent offense are more severe. A second DWI or DWAI drug offense within 10 years carries a minimum $1,000 to a maximum $5,000 fine, up to 4 years in jail, and a minimum 1 year license revocation.
No, stop it.
Aggravated driving while intoxicated, or ADWI, means your BAC level is 0.18 or higher, and carries for a first-time offender a minimum $1,000 up to a maximum $2,500 fine, up to 1 year in jail, and a minimum of 1 year license revocation.
Anthony's tickling my
If
feet.
you are
so I
convicted
say
of a
no.
second offense of aggravated driving while intoxicated within 10 years, you will receive a minimum fine of $1,000 with a maximum of $5,000.
Why are you tickling me?
And
Stop.
spend up to 4 years in jail. And your license will be revoked for a minimum of 18 months.
No.
Combining alcohol and drugs, DWAI combination, and driving for a first offense carries a minimum $500
No.
and maximum
No.
$1,000 fine.
Stop.
Up to 1 year in jail.
Stop.
And a minimum 6-month license revocation. A second offense of combining alcohol and drugs and driving within 10 years
Leave me alone.
means a minimum
Stop harassing me.
$1,000 and maximum $5,000 fine with up to 4 years in jail. Your
I'm
driving
being
privileges
harassed.
will be revoked for a minimum of 1 year.
Assault. Assault.
You'll also have to pay for having your car towed to the pound, plus daily impoundment fees. When your case goes to trial, you'll have to hire an attorney to defend you in court. If you're convicted, there will be a fine involved, up to $5,000.
Yeah, I was
depending on
answering
the
snap
conviction.
calls for like 30 minutes.
If you're sent to
I think I only got
jail,
like 2 or
you'll
3
be out
people,
your
though.
wages,
I wanna
maybe
do it
even
when,
out of a
like, lot
job.
of people are on.
Your insurance premiums could rise dramatically, possibly even double what they are now. And if you kill or injure someone, you might be facing an expensive court case that will cost you attorney fees, court costs, and civil damages that could bankrupt you. Just think of what all is on the line. Your financial security, your job, your
Wake up.
reputation, your life.
No.
Wake
Why
up,
risk
Daniel.
it all by drinking and driving? The odds are stacked against you. And so is the law.
If it seems like the law
Did you
comes
just
down
read
hard on
Allison's
drunk
comment?
drivers, then
Hmm?
you're getting
Did you
the
just
message.
read
It's
Allison's
about time.
comment?
What?
Can I say
Did you
something,
just
Dad?
read Allison's comment?
Actually,
Oh, no.
I
I
am
did now.
sick of people relying on my fresh piney scent to cover up for the stench of a spilled beer. I won't have it. You are on your own, people. And that is the final word on the subject.
Actually, Douglas is wrong.
Hey,
What I mean is, that is not the final word on drinking and driving. At the risk of correcting Douglas,
Whoa, talk about risks you shouldn't take.
Have some water.
nevertheless, you still need to cover a lot of important information about alcohol and other drugs, starting with the implied consent law.
Under the implied consent law, this driver could face an
Stop drinking
automatic
water.
6-month suspension of his driver's license for refusing to submit to the breathalyzer test. The law states that any person who drives a motor vehicle is deemed to have consented to chemical testing of blood, breath, or urine. In other
So
words, the consent
you know
to
the way
testing is
someone
implied
I
by
know
virtue of the
someone.
fact that you're driving.
Do
The
you?
testing has to be
No.
a result of a lawful arrest
I had
by
to
a
update
peace
this
officer,
actually, so he's not
and there has to be
one
reasonable
listening to
cause to
episode
believe that the
8.
driver was under the influence of a chemical substance. The driver
Allison's
has
like
a
the
choice
nostalgia
of taking
queen.
a breath test, a
The
blood
queen of
test,
nostalgia.
or a urine test. If a person is too drunk or incapable of completing one test, they have the
Allison's
choice
the
of
queen
taking
of
any of the
taking me back to
remaining
my,
tests.
my childhood days.
The object is to make sure that a driver has the opportunity to have his or her blood alcohol level
Johannesburg.
verified. If the driver refuses to take the test or is incapable of completing it, that information can be used against him in court. The driver does not have the right to have an attorney present before deciding to take the test or during the administration of the test. If you're arrested for driving under the influence of alcohol,
Guys.
you're better off submitting to
He's
the
the
test. If
No.
you're not legally under the influence, the test will confirm it, and you won't be charged with
My
DWI. Let's say you refuse the test because you're
Yeah.
afraid of what your blood alcohol level might be.
Allison and I could
Your
literally be
refusal could
nostalgic
prove to be
for like a
damaging
solid
evidence
hour.
in court.
If we
Without
really
test
wanted to.
results, it'll be your word against the arresting
Remember that
officers.
one live stream we
Some
did where we were
police
just
units
getting all
use
nostalgic?
videotape to help build
That
very
was fun.
strong cases against
I
suspected
remember
drunk
I did a
drivers.
nostalgia video a while back.
Remember,
I should do
when
it
you
part
drive
2.
a motor vehicle, you have automatically given
Jesse
your
actually
consent
wants
to
to
be
do it.
tested under the
I'll
implied
do it with
consent
Jesse.
law. So if you mix drinking with driving and you get stopped by the police, don't expect the same
Yes, I
old
love
song
getting
and dance.
nostalgic. It's
This is
fun.
no ordinary traffic violation. Drunk drivers are
makes me miss
treated
being a
like the
kid.
serious menace
And
they
not having
are.
adult responsibilities.
Also, a person commits an offense if they possess an open container in the passenger area of a motor vehicle that contains any amount of alcoholic beverage. If you must transport alcohol, be sure that it is in a sealed, unopened container in the trunk or other locked compartment of your vehicle. Failure to abide by this law is considered a traffic infraction.
You
can always tell a drunk driver.
Look at him.
But you can't tell him much.
A beautiful being. An angel.
Some people think a glass of wine at dinner, a few drinks after work, no big deal. I'm in complete control. I'm just a little buzzed. I don't feel drunk. I'll never get pulled over, and I'll certainly never get arrested. But those people aren't paying attention to their own behavior. Like this guy.
And it was a field goal by Robert Franklin, and that's 10 plays, 56 yards, 6:21 off the clock. Exactly what Coach Sims wanted to do against State.
Save your gratitude, my friend. It's all in a day's work for a woman such as I. I love you.
Franklin with another.
Push that ball all the way back.
This won't let Stringer bring it up the field. This is Adam Langdon's good piece of
Yeah, that's it. You can do it. All the way.
In life, the most ordinary situations
It's time to pick up Jimmy. So nice. I feel like I'm doing this on my channel, but it's your channel, and I feel
can
bad.
create a critical moment
Just
of
my
decision.
people for my streams happen to be coming on here.
Okay, I'll go.
You want to run a short errand. You've had a few drinks. What do? All too often, people think they're fit to drive, even when they really aren't. But consider all the things that can happen during even a short trip along a familiar route.
We're watching Anthony's defensive driving course.
Is a complex process requiring
it's like
concentration,
an hour long, this
quick
one.
judgments, and fast reflexes.
Yeah.
And then after this,
well,
we're
they can
gonna...
see how long ago.
Yeah. And then after this, we're gonna go back to my
Chances
house.
are you do not have what it takes to handle your car safely. Here's one. Just one 12-ounce beer, a 5-ounce glass of wine, or a shot of liquor can be enough
Anthony
to
and I are
alter
gonna
your
go back to my
behavior.
house and just sleep.
Slow your reflexes.
Because we're like
Cloud
swans.
your
We
judgment.
want sleep.
Just one drink and your blood alcohol concentration reaches 0.01 or higher. At 0.05, you've doubled your chances of dying in a wreck. At 0.10, you are DUI, driving under the influence, and can be arrested. Go to jail. Lose your license. And spend over $7,000 in fines, attorney fees,
That door?
lost
Ma!
wages, and insurance premiums.
Open the door.
Oh.
Because it's obviously...
Oh, it's locked?
No, I don't know. No one's saying anything. Is anyone talking? Probably Giovanna messing with the... Told you. What?
Hi, Jay!
My mom would have said something.
Hey! What's poppin'?
One bad
Anthony's doing his defensive driving course, and it's so boring.
Hey.
And he's live streaming it on his channel.
Yeah, come sit down with us, G.
So what
No,
can you
it's
do
so
to make
boring.
the right
No,
decision?
come sit down.
It's so boring.
Remember that like
I'm
alcohol,
hungry.
illegal drugs greatly impair your ability to drive
Yeah,
safely.
why don't you guys go have chicken?
Recognize that prescription
Sorry.
and over-the-counter
Where's
medications
chicken?
like common cold remedies can have similar effects.
I don't want chicken, so you guys can go eat chicken.
Before you drink, take a drug.
See?
Think
You
ahead
picky
to the
children,
time
Jake.
you'll
No, it's
drive.
not picky. We like chicken. It's just my mom has made chicken so many times.
Yeah.
We're just tired of chicken.
Allow a
Jake the
full
bird.
hour to
Jake
pass
is
She's like, guess what? Got more chicken. I'm like, yeah. Okay.
I just want beef.
You had beef
And if
too.
you have been
But I
drinking,
want more beef.
I want
More.
These beef patties are good. Give me 2 more. These beef patties is good. Give me 2 more.
It's
Jamaican
raining.
beef patties are actually really good.
It's raining.
Yeah, I know.
It
Why
hasn't
do you
stopped
know?
raining.
Yeah, why?
Honey, it's time to pick up Joe, because
It needs to stop.
make sure the decision you
better
make
not.
is one you can live with.
Honey, I've had a few.
Ow! Mom won't give me money.
What for?
I don't know.
Here's another one. You can
Just
put away
need
the
money.
laundry.
Because I want to flex on them haters. And I only got $1 to
before
flex
you
with.
drive, and make the right choice for everyone's
So I
sake.
only have $1.
Other drugs, both legal and illegal,
I
can
need
affect the
$2.
task of driving.
I honestly have, I think I have
After
$2
alcohol,
in my wallet.
marijuana is
Give
the
me
drug
it. No,
found
I'm
most
just
often in the blood of drivers in
Really have no
traffic collisions.
use
Give it
for
to me,
it.
punk.
Some immediate
I literally have no
physical
use for
effects of
them because the
marijuana
semester's
include
over and I need
faster
vending
heart
machines
beat
so you
and
can
pulse
take it all,
rate,
so
bloodshot eyes, and a
No,
dry
don't
mouth.
give her
and
money.
I'll take it.
No, if I really have no use
Then I'll
for
have
it.
$3 and I can go buy myself a pizza.
falter sense of time, and reduce
You can't
ability
get
to do
pizza.
things
Oh wait, like a
which
slice of
require
pizza? Yeah.
concentration,
Oh,
swift
I was
reaction,
gonna say, you can't get a
and
pizza pie with
coordination,
$3.
such as driving a car
Maybe
or
at the
operating machinery.
dollar store.
Consider all these
Yeah, at the
facts,
dollar
and you
at the
tell
Dollar
me,
Tree, you can
why in the
saying stuff
world
about
would you
flexing on
ever
people.
want to drive high?
Anthony's sister.
Combining
Not
marijuana
me.
and alcohol produces a synergistic
Not
effect
me.
that results in driving performance
We're gonna
which is
start,
significantly worse
Eating
than
food?
that experienced
Okay,
when either of the drugs are taken
No.
alone.
I was gonna say, we want
Synergism
to
refers
start
to the
G's
action
YouTube
of
channel,
two
Little
different
Tears.
effects acting
She's
together
gonna be like the next
to
Lil
create
Tay,
a
but
greater
better.
effect than the sum of the actions produced
But-
by each acting independently. When a driver mixes alcohol or other drugs together, it creates a synergistic effect that the user can't
Oh my God.
accurately predict. That is why it's so dangerous
Facts.
to combine drugs, especially when driving.
G's literally eating an ice
Cocaine
cube right
is one
now.
of the most
Better than
cheapest
chicken.
and The use of cocaine can produce euphoria and pleasurable feelings.
Hey G,
stimulation,
don't use cocaine and then drive.
restlessness,
I'm gonna do it.
agitation, hyperactivity, and self-confidence, which could yield to
I'm gonna use the
increase your
channel.
chances of getting into a collision.
Little Tears.
Dilated
Ooh,
pupils
Little
could produce
Tears.
blurred vision, sensitivity
Oh,
to light,
What?
and difficulty in focusing.
I forgot.
These factors combined
What?
make cocaine
forgot.
a dangerous drug to use when driving.
Wait,
Illegal
we have to do a
drugs
song for social studies. We're doing like
Rachel, you're still
our
here?
society.
Rachel, you
And as
barely
you've heard
talking.
Tom
Yeah, my
say
social
before,
studies is due
should
for a
never
week.
be used under any
Uh-huh.
circumstances, especially when you're driving a
These
vehicle.
vids are too much, I know.
Your reaction can be seriously impaired by drugs. Marijuana, cocaine,
They are.
heroin, and
Oh,
other
everybody's
illegal
coming
drugs
in. Hi,
have much the
Jamaica.
same effect as alcohol on a driver's
The
reaction
dog is
time,
coming.
as well as the driver's ability to make rational
Hi, baby.
decisions. It would seem that America has
throwing
become
stuff at
a
Missy.
drug-oriented society.
Who think you're throwing stuff at?
As
What?
incredible as it sounds,
What?
most of the drugs we
What?
take are There are
What?
drugs that put us to
What?
sleep, drugs that keep us
We're talking
awake,
to each other.
drugs
G
to
wants to
help us
fight.
lose weight, and
So I'm gonna
drugs
square
that
up.
fight off disease.
Hey, fat boy, you won't
The
fight.
most common drugs we take are for the
You
common
won't get it,
cold.
fat boy.
It's legal to take them,
Anthony was doing that to me
but
before. It was
not
funny.
when you're driving a vehicle.
Because I told him
Before you
I wanted to
take
fight, and then
any
he goes,
drug,
"Hey,
read
fat
the
boy, you
label.
won't fight." He
You'll
started
notice
doing
that
it.
most legal drugs warn you not to drive
What?
a vehicle or operate machinery
You big
while
mush
under their
face.
influence, and for a good reason.
Can
Most
anyone
of
see the
legal
dog in the
drugs
background?
we take slow our reaction time. Remember, even a split second
Jamaica.
lost reaction time can
No, what are
be
you
fatal.
doing?
I want to see
Don't
Doge.
touch my camera.
I
The
want to see
antihistamines
Doge.
we take for colds and
You named your dog
allergies,
after
the
me, yeah.
amphetamines or
Oh,
pep
shut
pills some
Your
people take
man?
to stay awake,
Yeah.
the
I have a
barbiturates
chub
used
chub
as
face.
sleeping
Lies,
pills,
Rachel,
the
lies.
tranquilizers that help some people relax
Hi.
are all legally available over the counter. But it's
She has
against
the
the
most
law to
innocent,
drive under the influence
pure
of these
like
drugs.
face. Look at that.
Over-the-counter
this
and prescription drugs can affect the way you drive. They are required by
I
law
love
to
you.
indicate on the label their suggested use, as well as recommendations for operating
I
machinery.
love you.
These drugs can cause drowsiness, which may impair a driver's reaction ability.
Doggo. Yeah.
Before taking these medications and
Jamaica's a
driving,
cute
always
little
read the
doggo.
label.
Yes.
If the medicine states
You know
not to
I'm
operate
talking about
machinery,
you.
then you should avoid
You're so
driving.
cute.
If you're old enough to drive a motor vehicle,
These
it's
two are being
assumed
so
that you're
social.
mature enough to make rational
Well, he's
decisions.
supposed to be paying attention.
No, in my the community, the
Rational
Eyes
thought
on
seems to
Lindy, I
go
just
right out the
shared the
window,
link and I was
especially
like,
when we're in a group
come
where
join me
everybody
and
else
watch
is
this and
drinking.
share it with someone who needs to learn
Temptation
how to
is strong
drive.
to go along with the crowd. Well, you can. You just don't have to get drunk
Don't
in the
drive on
process.
drugs, kids.
Just follow
Yeah.
a few common sense rules. The most obvious
Excuse
rule
me.
is don't drink alcohol at all. Have a
Yeah,
straight mix
thanks.
instead.
I want mom to order
Twist,
pizza,
club soda,
but I'm not even in
I
the
would
mood
love
for
some
pizza.
pizza right
Only
now.
you and the bartender will know that there's no alcohol in your drink.
I would
so
like
you
some
can
pizza.
mix and
Mom!
match without feeling uncomfortable.
Okay.
And you'll be in control of
What are you
your life.
ordering? Chicken tonight?
If you do consume alcohol, learn to control your
Gee.
intake.
Oh my
Mix your
god.
drinks weaker than usual. And don't accept strong mixed drinks.
Put your
Condition
drink down
yourself
before
to
it's
put your
finished.
drink down before it's finished. And set down unwanted drinks. If you've got it in your hand, you'll be more likely to keep drinking. Space your drinks over the course of the evening by nursing them
Pizza's
along.
so expensive for
And keep
such a small
count of
pizza.
how many you
Yeah, in
have.
South Africa.
Be sure to eat while you're drinking. Remember,
She's
food
throwing
itself
garbage
can
in your
help
room. I
regulate
hope
the
you know
flow of
that.
alcohol from your stomach into your bloodstream. But remember too, if you drink too
You wanna
much,
square up,
you'll
G?
get drunk no matter how much you
Come
eat.
and fight me right now.
The old adage, everything in moderation, nothing in excess, is a creed we could all live by when it comes to drinking. Do you think
Oh
either
my
of these
God!
guys is capable
I
of
hate you.
deciding whether he's too drunk to drive? Would you want to ride with either one?
What do you
Would
want?
you even want to be out there?
Hey, bad
One of
boy.
these guys
You
is
wanna
on the
fight?
road. I've got news for you. They are.
Yeah.
Marone, I
What's-
got a sale for you.
What? Kind of busy right now.
Legally intoxicated means having a blood alcohol level of 0.08, or not having normal use of mental and
When do
physical
they
faculties
want that?
by reason of the introduction of alcohol,
Okay,
a
what
controlled
time?
substance, a drug, or combination of 2 or more of these substances into the body.
Oh, okay, because I'm doing the same thing tonight
BAC
too, around
stands
10 to
for
12,
blood
so
alcohol
that's
concentration.
fine.
It is a test of blood, breath,
No.
or urine used to measure the concentration of alcohol found in the bloodstream.
No, I said I'm meeting with someone.
New York State
Bugs and
drinking and
drugs.
driving
Yeah.
violations. Aggravated driving while intoxicated. A DWI.
Yeah,
Driving while
that's what I usually do.
DWI.
Gee, what are you doing?
Driving with a blood alcohol
Well, I mean, I usually do
concentration
25
of
though,
0.08
but
or higher.
these the new
0.08
ones.
VAC.
You don't want to look at us?
Driving while
Gee,
ability
face is like a
impaired
real
by
woman.
drug. DWAI drug. Driving while ability impaired by alcohol. DWAI. Driving
What's
under the
happening?
combined influence of alcohol and drugs.
Nothing.
DWAI
Fun.
combination.
You know, needed me.
Blood alcohol concentration. BAC levels. 0.02. Driver's reaction time slows, and driver exhibits poor judgment.
Pizza.
0.05.
Then tell Mom to
Driving
order
skills
pizza. We'll have
deteriorate,
pizza.
Mom said no.
muscles relax, and coordination decreases.
Give me pizza.
0.08. Driver's
His
judgment,
pizza's good. Give me
inhibitions,
pizza. Mom, take your
coordination,
phone away.
balance,
What?
vision,
Well, take
hearing,
your
and
phone
speech
away.
are
Who?
affected.
Mom.
Mine?
0.30
For
or
what?
higher.
Mm.
Driver can barely
she knows
control
that.
body.
I'm trying to
Mind
review,
is
G.
impaired, and there's a high
don't care.
probability of coma and or death.
He's so extra.
The Vachon's Law
You're so
increases the
extra.
penalties for someone
I
who
know I
kills
am. At
or
least I
severely
accept it.
injures other people while under the influence of either drugs or alcohol,
Okay.
and eliminates the need to show
I have a
criminal
question that I
negligence
always
in
want to ask you when
prosecuting
you're
an
live
impaired
streaming, but I
driver.
can never remember what it is. I just thought of it
If
30
any
minutes
person
ago. I
riding in the
forgot.
car
Oh,
is under
rip.
16, the Anders Law increases prison sentences and mandates ignition interlocks for a minimum
It's
of
okay.
6 months
Just
at
try
the
and think
cost
about
of
the
the offending
question.
driver.
Walk
New York's
backwards.
zero tolerance
Yeah.
law means persons under
Look
age
backwards. Think
21
of the times
who
you've wanted
operate
to ask
motor
me a question.
vehicle
Just
with
think
a
about it.
VAC of 0.02 or more is subject to a license revocation of
Is
at
it my
least
favorite
1
Michael
year.
Jackson song? Because I can tell you right here, right now, that I don't have a favorite, and it always changes.
Breathalyzers
So I get asked that
analyze
all the damn
content of
time.
air exhaled from the lungs and converted to VAC by way of a special formula.
Kylie, what's your address?
No. Nobody's ever
Alcohol
asked
is
me
a
that.
depressant that easily qualifies
Unless they're
as a
like
mind-altering
my
drug.
actual friend I know in person.
Alcohol also has
None of my
some
subscribers ever asked
psychological
me.
effects that can cause abnormal behavior.
3rd Street.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's where we live.
A person commits an offense
that's
if
right.
they
Actually,
possess
yeah,
an
that's
open
right.
container in
Yeah,
the
that's my
passenger
hair.
area of a motor vehicle
Message
that contains
retracted.
any amount of alcoholic beverage.
Why was it retracted?
If you must
I
transfer
I hate when that
alcohol,
happens.
be sure that it is in a sealed, unopened
I had to leave.
container
I
in the
hate
trunk
to leave,
or
but I
other
gotta go
locked
have some more
compartment of your
Snapchat
vehicle.
stories. I love you so much. Bye, Allison.
When you
Bye.
drive a motor vehicle, you
Love
have
you.
automatically given your consent to be
Queen.
tested under the
Implied consent
law.
law. Nice.
Synergism
Implied
refers to
consent
the action
cut law?
of two
No,
different
it's an
effects acting
implied
together
consent
to create
law.
a greater
I
I thought you
almost-
said.
no, I
I thought you
almost
said
said.
implied
produced
consent
by
cut
each
law.
acting
No, I almost said
independently.
consent again. I don't know why. Synergism.
Your reaction can
What's
be
your
seriously
address on
impaired
this?
by drugs. Marijuana,
Yeah,
cocaine,
you are.
heroin, and other illegal drugs have much the same effect as alcohol on a
Mm,
driver's
those three are my
reaction,
favorite.
as well as the driver's
Yeah.
ability to make
Marijuana,
rational
cocaine,
decisions.
heroin.
Heroin is the best.
What?
Yo, bro, you just trying to shoot some age, bro?
If
Yeah,
the
bro.
medicine states not to operate machinery,
Hello?
then you should avoid driving.
25?
Food in your stomach can help
Okay,
regulate
because
the
that's-
flow of
that's
alcohol
the-
from
for
your
the-
stomach into your
He's
bloodstream.
buying heroin right
You? Yeah, sure.
Remember,
No,
more
I
than
saw
half
him.
the collisions on the road are alcohol
Yeah, I got you.
related.
Nah.
So be smart. Be
You're
safe.
welcome.
Give the keys to someone who hasn't had anything to drink.
Alright, love
Or
you.
better yet, don't drink at all
Bye.
if there's even a chance you could be driving.
I had a nickel
Cheating on
for
you.
every time someone
No.
had a few drinks and got
No,
to
Anthony, is
it
there
was
something
Nick.
you're not telling me?
I had a
It was
nickel for every time you said
Nick!
Stop throwing garbage in my room.
Seriously, guys.
I'll throw
you never
you
really know the
against the
condition of the
wall.
other driver.
No, you won't.
Thinking how he's going to behave.
You threw me against the
No,
wall.
not you. I was talking to her, the one
I
throwing
know.
the garbage.
I know.
I could easily throw you against the wall.
Do
I
it.
get the
You light.
hint. We'll take a
Do it.
10-minute break.
Fight you right now.
RKO you right now.
Yeah.
Body
Bet you
slam.
won't. Bet you won't.
Oh.
Bet you won't, because if you do, well.
Is it gonna make me verify again?
No.
Ah. Characters of my driver license number?
Get.
I don't know.
245.
No, I don't. The first three?
Yeah, 245.
No, it's close though, Jay.
What is it?
Alright, after this, Anthony and I are gonna go.
274, the first three.
You can't say it out loud.
Why?
Oh.
What are they gonna do with three random characters?
Oh.
She was kind of close.
Yeah. She
It was
had,
2-4.
she had the first one completely right. She had another number right and not in the right position. Breathalyzers analyze the ethanol content of the air from the lungs and convert it to BAC. Thanks, Daniel. Gee.
That's because when I drive,
Alcohol increases
I use
aggression,
something.
reduces
Inhibition
inhibition.
makes it difficult to.
And
Memory lapses. I think I remember it saying
embarrassment.
Embarrassment.
Which is the major detoxifying organ in the body?
Liver. Liver.
Even a driver not legally drunk is blank to have a fatal collision and completely sober first. Wait, what?
yeah. True. Because the other driver could be drunk.
I'm gonna say 4 because it usually is the most. Medications can cause drowsiness, which may impair drivers.
Driving.
Reaction
Vision.
ability?
Vision.
Oh, what? All of this. It could be sensitivity to light because you go to the when you get worked on in your eyes.
Yeah,
sensitivity
I
to
would
light.
say reaction ability because I feel like that's just like
a
everything
kind of general. Yeah.
Yeah.
A driver has the choice of taking A and yes.
Yep.
All three. When you drink, ethanol is absorbed by the
Tongue.
all of the above.
That's what I always do when it's there. Like, why would you put it there for no reason?
Alcohol has serious blank effects on drivers.
Who's singing opera in the back? It's breathtaking, wasn't he?
It's the bird.
Psychological.
I mean, chewing gum.
Oh. G's chewing gum and the bird's hollering in the background.
Refusal to submit an alcohol test can result in a.
Someone always says, like, it sounds like someone dying in the background.
How hard you blow into the. Continue.
How well a drink tastes.
Ooh.
Whee!
What was this one?
Twice as likely. I was gonna say twice as likely, but then I thought of your logic behind it, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess not though. It's weird that it's the lowest one.
Yeah. All right, you ready to go? Because I'm ready to go. My back hurts, and I don't want to sit here anymore. And I'm hungry.
Yeah, hold on. Oh.
Can you save and log out?
Oh, okay. So I'm on chapter 4.
Okay.
That's halfway through.
Wow.
I'm gonna continue more next time because this is really, really fun. Obviously.
Obviously.
It's exhilarating. I'm gonna just save and log out. Okay, I'm gonna see you dudes and gals later.
Yeah.
So,
Bye,
yeah, I hope you
guys.
guys learned something with me. Don't drink and drive. Don't meth and
Don't
drive.
meth and heroin and cocaine and
drive.
pop pillies.
And
Pop,
drive.
don't pop any Xannies.
And drive.
Yeah.
And drive.
And drive.
Okay.
Peace. Bye, guys.
And drive.
And drive.
How many chapters is it? It's 8 chapters. I'm halfway through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye,
Alright.
guys. We love you.
Jay, say bye. Come here, wave.
Wave your hand in the camera.
Nope. There you go. Alright,
Love
bye.
you guys. Bye.